Twitch log out again?
No, it's the last thing.
Surprise, surprise. Is it working?
Shh. Now, we live.
Live.
Yeah!
Well, hello everybody. We are RPG Limit Break 2015, coming to you live from beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah. This is going to be a 5-day charity RPG speedrun marathon supporting the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and from the Salt Lake City chapter of NAMI is Jamie, who's going to give us a few words about the cause we're supporting.
Hello. Thank you very much. My name is Jamie Justice. I'd like to say good morning or good evening to those of you who are around the world from other parts of the world. I'd like to thank you so much for supporting us at NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. By supporting this event, by sharing this event and the information about NAMI, you're doing an important thing and supporting an important cause. We are built on 3 cornerstones: support, education, and advocacy. We offer support groups to families and individuals with mental illness, and the same goes for the education. On the advocacy side, we're fighting hard to get people access to services, keeping people with mental illness out of jail and prison and instead into treatment like they belong. We're working at the Capitol. Our National Alliance in DC is also working in DC. So by what you're doing, you're making sure that people have education about mental illness, have access to treatment, and we're stomping out stigma. So thank you very much, and I am sure you're ready to get going. So.
Woo! Great.
Yes, we've been planning this for a very long time. Runners have been practicing hard, so let's get this going then. Up first, we've got Kirbymastah and Fire Emblem, Radiant Dawn.
So I guess we can start with the roll call. Yeah, so I'm the first runner for Fire Emblem, Kirbymastah.
I'm PX.
I'm Alec47.
I guess.
Is he on camera?
Is he on camera?
Here's the back row.
Yeah.
Back row.
That's meta.
Oh, that was Meta Sigma.
Everyone, make sure to flex for Meta Sigma.
I'm Poexel. This is Jamie from NAMI. Is there anybody
No,
else?
that's not how you do it, Alex.
Alright, simmer down.
All right.
Are you ready?
Ready. Alright, so before we start, I guess a brief introduction. This is Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. This is technically Fire Emblem 10, and it's a direct sequel to Fire Emblem 9 called Path of Radiance. And this is on the Nintendo Wii, and this takes place 2 years after Path of Radiance. So, I guess. And the category I'm running here is any % easy mode with transfers. Transfers takes data from the save file, completed file from Path of Radiance to improve the stats of several characters, basically, which makes this run a lot more reliable. So, and we like to go fast and consistent, so that's why we run this category.
Yeah, I prefer getting run started instead of resetting every 5
Yeah.
minutes.
So, I guess, ready with the timer?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah!
So could you explain how this game's split in 4 parts, pretty much?
Yeah, so this game is interesting in that it's detailing an entire continent, and you got multiple countries in there, and throughout the game you're actually controlling parts of 3 different armies of 3 different countries. So you got these parts that are splitting up into chapters, and each part pretty much details a different part of the war that's going on.
There are some chapters that are going to switch between in each part, but for the most part, each section of the game does focus on a specific side in the greater conflict.
Alright, so about this chapter, my goal is to basically kill every unit. Edward's strength level ups are important here, and he did not get strength. He levels up twice in this chapter. Ideally, he gets strength both times, but if he doesn't get strength, I need to use a backup strat next chapter, which will be significantly slower. So, I also wanted to get hits, because he has a skill called Wrath, where he's low on HP. His critical hit rate will go up by 50%. So he's going to be in Wrath here. And he missed!
What?
Okay! Okay. Well, this is a great start.
Is there any reason you're using fast enemy movement?
I'm using I'm going to explain that later. But I'm going to battle save because I got really unlucky here. And Edward missed. Should be good
Hey,
here.
there's a crit.
So,
Come on,
he didn't
strength.
need to crit there, but I wanted to play it safe. So, strength?
Yeah!
Okay. So that's what chapter 1B. Going to the next chapter is basically to kill the boss, who is in the very top of the map. So, again, Edward's going to be carrying first few chapters because he's the only character who can reliably double attack most enemies. Because in order to double attack an enemy, you need to have at least 4 more speed than your opponents, generally speaking. And Edward has the most speed out of my early game units in the first few chapters.
Really, the only thing that can throw that off is the weight of the weapons that they're using, and that's really only a factor early game.
Oh, second with Leo. Oh, well, that's going to be fun. We'll see how this works out.
There we go.
There you go. So I kind of forgot to use a backup strat for Leo, so if you get strength, I'm fine.
Oh,
Hey, you did! Sweet.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, this chapter is really dangerous. Oh, I should battle save here first, because if Nolan misses, I have to reset, and that's game over.
So, you have earlier battle save, so...
Yeah, I do, but still. Okay, he didn't miss, and Edward will barely kill him. And there we go.
Overkill
Or you can get a Wrath crit as well, that works. So critical hits in this game deal triple damage. Usually you're not too reliant on them. You don't want to be too reliant on them because they're not exactly that reliable in the game, so yeah. Anyways, this chapter, your goal is to kill every enemy. This is a route chapter, and there's several route chapters. Route chapters mean you need to kill basically every red unit in the map. So, we'll see how this goes.
By the way, exciting, we just got a $500 donation.
Yeah!
I'm sure it's from a lot of us know, Gene or Gene, not BDF. Jeannot. I'm sorry, I always slaughter it.
Yes, plus strength.
Good. Said hello everyone, my first and last donation I hope. Good luck and hello to all runners. Hope viewers will enjoy it, though I'm sure they will. By the way, I really want to hear High Spirits sing, so please help.
Alright. So, we just got Soft in the party. And could you explain Soft?
Basically, a running theme in Fire Emblem games is that there will be one character that comes in higher level and is much stronger than the units around it. In this case, Soth is that unit for the Dawn Brigade here. He's a thief, although you won't really see him do any thieving.
Well, you'll see him a little bit, but not
Yeah,
much.
a little bit. He'll be over some botches.
But for the most part, he's going to be the main damage dealer and destroying a lot of enemies just because he's that much higher level. Normally, using those units isn't very advisable because they often have kill growths, which isn't the case for Soth, and they often don't get enough experience for it to really be worth it. Although on easy mode, you get a lot more experience in general, so he benefits from that as well.
Something to point out is that most Fire Emblem games have a tiering system where you have 2 tiers of units. This game has 3, and Soth is a second tier unit at the moment. Everyone else is the first tier unit. And characters increase tiers once they hit level 21, or if you use a promotion item on them, which we'll get into that later on.
Or for certain story characters during the storyline,
Yeah.
you get automatically.
Of course, wasted crit.
Useless crits.
Yeah. Ideally, Soth gets a crit on that boss on the first attack, but it's not a big deal if he doesn't. So. But yeah. Alright, so this next chapter, the goal is to kill the boss, and the position of a lot of enemies here is pretty different in normal between easy and normal mode. So, we have something called a partner phase, where you don't directly control these yellow units, but you can kind of guide them on what to do. And I'm going to make them go to that yellow target. And there's also something called the other phase, which is basically the same thing, except you have like no control over them at all. So you'll see some other phase action later on in the run. And so yeah, it doesn't really matter if the yellow units die here. Oh yeah, we're gonna recruit Aaron because he's useful for shoving,
And you'll see that happen again shortly.
yeah,
Just recruiting a unit so that they can shove more useful units around the map.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Laura's kind of right next to a soldier, but even though the soldier can kill her in one hit, he's just gonna attack the yellow unit instead. Because why not?
Because they're unarmed.
Just the way the AI works.
Yeah.
She died.
Yeah, usually Amy dies. It doesn't matter much, but it's just kind of cool if she survives. Alright, so I want to get a critical hit here. It's roughly 16% chance per hit.
Nope.
No crit. Bummer. Alright, so after this chapter, we're going to start entering a base. And between most chapters, you go to a base where you can kind of organize everyone's inventory, distribute experience, distribute skills, and so on. So it's kind of self-explanatory. So you could probably explain what I'm doing at each step for the base here.
Alright, so, are you doing the base?
Yeah.
So, during this base, he's gonna be, basically getting a bunch of equipment for his characters. Because, the equipment he has right now just sucks. So he needs to make better, make better ones, so he could reliably kill everything.
And you erased the support there between Micaiah and Soth, just so that you wouldn't see the support animation whenever they're near each other and get into a fight. Because that wastes time over the course of the run.
Why'd you do that? No accent.
I forgot. Oh, well, whatever. Alright, so the goal in this chapter is to route. We're going to be seeing some Ileana action, because she actually has pretty decent offense. She's fast enough to double everything, and with the Forged Thunder Tomb, she can do a lot of damage.
Now, some of that is, of course, from transfer bonuses. Otherwise, she wouldn't be good enough to do that. But thanks to the transfer bonuses,
She can she's
Yeah,
reliable.
like
on
she
the
would have
attack.
died there if it weren't for transfers.
Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, you have to rely on what is it like?
Edward. And Edward is not exactly very reliable.
yeah. But another important thing he picked up was the Beast Killer that Soth is using right now. That was a hidden item that he picked up with Soth. Thieves have a much higher chance of finding them. But the Beast Killer, has a tripled might. That is the strength of the weapon itself against beast foes like these. So it is very, very strong in this chapter.
Yeah, so general storyline for people who never played Path of Radiance. The continent is divided between two races. You got the Bjork, which are basically the humans, and you got the Lagoos, which are the beast tribes like these. And Beast Arrow will just allow Soul to go right through all of them.
So we're getting a few upgrades. We got a Seraph Robe that's going to be used for Jill. The boss has a 1% chance to crit Ileana, so it's a little scary. That's why I saved before this chapter. But luckily it didn't happen.
Oh, she got plus magic.
Yeah, so it's important for Ileana to get 1 point in magic in this chapter. She levels up twice, and her magic growth is 50%. If she gets a point in magic, then she's guaranteed to be able to kill a Myrmidon in the next chapter in 1 hit. If she doesn't, then I need to use Edward to kill that Myrmidon, and that wastes time.
And that beast foe that he picked up is a skill. Each character has a certain amount of space for skills, and the skills have a certain cap that they, certain amount that they use up. Now they get more as units get more as they progress in tiers. So right now there isn't a lot of room, but he is going to be using that beast foe, which essentially acts like the beast killer, but it makes any of that character's weapons much more strong against these enemies.
So forging is the system in this game, and Path of Radiance, where you can pretty much make weapons, pay a lot of money, and make them strong, basically.
You can also name them so it becomes personal at that point.
Yeah.
And here he's getting knives to South, because the knives are 2 ranged weapons, so you can either use them at melee or ranged. And on top of that, he's getting multiple knives because weapons have durability, so after a certain amount of uses, they break. He doesn't want them to break for multiple reasons. First reason is if they break in the middle, let's say you have 2 attacks and they break after the first one, you lose your second attack because you don't have a weapon anymore. And on top of that, every time a weapon breaks, he gets an extra text box saying the weapon broke. So it just saves time overall to have multiple weapons.
Generally speaking, in a lot of chapters, you're going to see us toss in like an overpowered unit and a bunch of group of enemies equipped with a 1 to 2 range weapon. And that's important because if you have a 1 range weapon, you can't counterattack 2 range weapons, and vice versa. But if you have a 1 to 2 range weapon like a knife or a hand axe or a javelin, you counterattack basically everything, with a few rare exceptions. And that's what you're going to see Sock be doing here. So I'm going to toss him into this group of enemies and kill everything.
And right there you see 3 units that are going to join him after he finishes this chapter. The important one there is Jill. Jill rides a wyvern, which, as a flying unit, she gets more speed to move around the map, and obviously much increased mobility because a lot of obstacles don't have the same movement cost for her. She is going to be one of the main units in the game, pretty much the main unit going forward for the Dawn Brigade chapters.
Yeah, the Dawn Brigade is mostly filled up with a bunch of orphans, and they're not really good.
Yeah, the problem is that they assume you're going to be getting a lot more XP on those lower level units than you are, but in a speedrun you skip a lot of kills. You don't want to waste time training them, and so it's really not feasible to use them at all. It would take way too much time. It's even difficult to use more than one or two of them on the higher difficulties in this game if you're not going for speed, just because you get reduced experience.
Alright, so we could probably squeeze in like a donation or two right now if you want.
Okay, great. Well, we have a donation comment from, as soon as I can scroll over there, from None. Said, here's to start an awesome event. Good luck on the marathon. We're ready here on the French restream. Hype for fun, awesome games, awesome runners, and jerk birds. This goes to naming characters in Diablo 3, Pain Chocolat et Chocolatine. Have a great one. Thank you very much. By the way, yes, there is a French and a German restream going on right now. We'll also have a Japanese restream at least. Oh.
No, we
Well,
don't.
for one game, right?
No?
No.
Oh, never
This is
mind, I
German and
lied.
French, I think.
So, nope. Instead, you can just come and enjoy games here. So thank you. This is RPG Limit Break 2015. This is for the support of NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We still have, luckily, the director here from Utah sitting in the back watching the stream. She's been fantastic so far. So we appreciate all of the donations that are coming in, and we have a pretty good amount coming in. Thank you.
Alright, so
Right there, he just buffed Jill by using some stat boosting items. The benefits to that are twofold. Not only are the stats higher in and of themselves just because of using those items. That was not a very good level up. That's why we had that reaction.
alright, so can you explain bonus experience and how that
Yeah.
works?
Well, the way bonus experience works is you always get 3 stat ups, unless you have too many stats capped to get 3 points, in which case you get however many you can. But using those items not only helps Jill be more effective in this little bit of combat here in the short term, it also gets her closer to capping the stats. And when she caps those stats, the bonus experience is going to be overall much more effective because it'll start going to other stats that we want her to have.
So in this particular instance, we want Jill to she needs to get at least 1 point in speed from leveling up, which is why as you saw my reaction, because she did not get speed from bonus experience. She needs to get a point in speed right now to be able to double attack Amarmid in this chapter, and also double attack the boss in the next chapter. And the reason why we were kind of like, what the heck just happened, is because, as Alec mentioned, when you use bonus experience, you're always going to get exactly 3 stat ups for the most part. That means that bonus experience level ups are really skewed towards your highest growth, and speed is pretty much Jill's highest growth. Or one of them.
She got resistance, which is her lowest, I think.
It's not that low, but
It's her
not-
second lowest.
Second
magic
lowest,
as well.
outside of magic, yeah.
So, she's supposed to get speed. She's almost guaranteed to get speed from bonus experience, but she didn't. So, that's just kind of surprising. So, about this chapter itself, I got pretty unlucky there, but that knight right there has something called a hammer. It's similar to the Beast Killer, except instead of being super effective on Beast Lagoos, it's super effective against armored units, and it's bad that Toronio got hit by it because he's an armored unit, and that means more animation time from an ability he has called Resolve, which activates when he's low on HP.
It makes him much stronger and tougher, but he doesn't need to be that.
Yeah, I don't want him to get hit,
waste
so.
time.
Yeah.
So also, something to note is, this is another route chapter where I have to kill everyone. In a lot of route chapters, you see me spend my time targeting priests in particular. And that's because priests generally do not attack you during enemy phase, meaning you have to spend one character's player phase to kill them, basically, and that's what you saw me do right here. So, 2 reinforcements showed up. The Beast Killer on its own is a really powerful weapon, even ignoring how it's effective on Beast Lagoos. So, and it has a 20% crit rate as well, so it's pretty common to see Sock get critical hits with it. So it's a pretty good weapon. At this point in the game, at least. Could you explain how the Lagoo system works? I just realized we haven't explained
Okay,
that yet.
yeah. Each Lagoo's unit is going to have a charge bar. It starts at a certain level based on the unit, and it increases when they are attacked and not transformed, and increases a certain amount by default each turn.
Okay.
Anyway, once it is full, they gain the ability to transform into their beast form, where they become much stronger, more durable, and faster. their strength, skill, speed, and defense, I believe, all double.
Every
Yes.
stat doubles besides luck
Yeah.
and HP.
Except for one unit who was picked up not too long ago, who you're going to see used, Bolin. He has an ability that lets him, quote, half shift, which gives half the effect, but he doesn't have to worry about the gauge. And the gauge then drains for each turn and for each combat they get into while transformed. And now these guys, he has no control over them. They're pretty much just there to waste time from the Slipper's perspective.
So generally speaking, for the green units, I want them to not take damage. I either want them to be at not take damage or die, because if there's any injured living green units, they're gonna run off and heal. Usually one runs off and heals, which is normal. But I got kind of unlucky, and 2 of them are gonna run off and heal. So not much you can do about it. Green units suck in this game, and you'll see me complain about that a lot later.
So yeah, if you're watching, we didn't explain rescuing either, but
Oh yeah, we should probably explain that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff.
rescuing is just where one unit picks up another. They get their speed and skill drastically reduced.
I think it's kind of
Which
half.
Cut in
makes
half.
them, which makes them much more vulnerable while they're doing so. And the units they can pick up is based on stat abbreviated CN, I believe it's Constitution. Increased by an item called Statue Fragment, and there is also an ability that you can use called Rescue, right?
That's a staff.
Savior. That's
Oh, Savior, skill Savior, yes.
yeah, which means you do not take the penalties from rescuing someone, and that's going to be used later, especially when you are forced to ferry very weak and vulnerable essential units. So if they die, you lose around certain maps.
Case in point to this map, the goal is to seize, and I need to get Micaiah all the way to the upper right corner. And she's very immobile, very weak, so Bullock is a very mobile and tough unit, so he's currently carrying Micaiah. We just got 3 units called Tormod, Morim, and Vika, and they're gonna help out with getting Micaiah to the top right corner as quickly as possible.
Don't get comfortable with them.
Yeah, they're kind of gonna disappear for a
They're
while.
really only going to show up in one more chapter,
Pretty
and
much.
it's much later.
Alright, so one thing to note is that I got the Brave Sword from a base conversation. Brave weapons are unique in that instead of, for each attack you deal, that's replaced with a double attack. So if you normally double attack someone with a normal weapon, then with the Brave Sword, you quadruple attack instead. And that's very useful in several cases. And there's a Brave Sword, Brave Axe, Brave Bow, and Brave Lance. And pretty much all of them besides the bow will be used throughout the run. So.
And you just saw him pass Micaiah from Volib to Vika there. That's another thing you can do, and it's a strat often used in low turn counting strat games, and also speedruns as a result of low turn count strategies often being fast. That you will form essentially a chain, a rescue chain it's called, to get one unit from one side of the map to the other as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we're basically just playing hot potato with characters.
Alright, so could you explain Herons as well?
Herons are like, if you played the older games, they're like bards or dancers who can sing or dance and allow a unit to move again. There are 3 herons in this game, and each one acts slightly different. The one that you see here, Raphael, is the one who's going to be used for the speedrun for the most part, except when only the others are available. Because while he has very limited mobility compared to the others, every time he chants, he affects allied units surrounding him, each square next to him.
All 4.
Yeah.
So that's really strong, obviously. Getting units to move more than once a turn is a very valuable thing to any play, and especially when you're going for low turns or speed. The other 2, Leanne, who you'll see in Chapter 2 for the most part, has
Part
better...
2. Part 2.
Yeah, Part 2, sorry. Has slightly better mobility than Raphael, but only ever affects units on opposite sides, so either to the left and right or above and below from the perspective on the screen. The final one, Rayson, affects 1 unit when he's not transformed, or 4 when he is transformed, because all Herons have transformation gauges, just like any of the other Legumes units.
But Grayson does have the best mobility out of them. So about this chapter, the goal is to route. So it's pretty important for a sauce to and Zyre to not get hit, because if they get hit, they get poisoned, and that wastes time for every turn. The animation.
Yeah, there's a short poison animation that you lose 3 HP. Big one.
But it adds up a lot over time because there are several turns, and I think it ends up being something like 30.
That is really unlucky. So what happened with these two bandits, their HP value is random. Sometimes Sauce will leave them at 1 HP. I mean, he can still kill them reliably usually if he gets a crit on them and his crit rate's high, but I just got really unlucky and he didn't kill either of them. So
Yeah, so one thing we never explained is at the end of his turn, he's doing this thing called Fast Enemy Phase, where he scrolls the camera very quickly, and it ends the turn while he's doing that. And that basically glitches out the game, where the fast camera speed will stay on any phase that he's not controlling, and essentially speeds up their phases, because how fast they move is based on the camera.
and this saves like I don't think anyone timed it, but this like easy saves over 3 minutes throughout the run, which is a lot of time. So, anyways, this would probably be a good time for donations at this point. The next chapter is kind of
Okay, well, sounds good. We have $50 from James Wells, or Wells SJC. Says, Wells SJC here. Thanks for RPG Limit Break. My followers list has dwindled over the last couple days with most of you guys there. Well, we apologize, but thank you. Alright, we have a $15 donation from Andrew Butler, or Karasu. Says, I can't really join chat, but I'll be wishing everyone luck this marathon. It's a great cause, and the money goes towards tormenting meta, even though there is no hat for him to wear unless Dragondark smuggled it. Good luck to everyone again. I will peek in when I can.
Alright. So, a quick tidbit about this chapter really quickly. So, we got a unit called the Black Knights. He's a pretty freaking overpowered in this game. He's like your arch nemesis, Ike's rival, basically, from Path of Radiance. But he's on your team for a few chapters, and he's kind of wrecked. So, we're pretty much just gonna have Micaiah run off in the corner and hide, and the Black Knight just kill
Do
everyone.
not attack with Micaiah.
Yeah, I made a mistake where I attacked the boss with Micaiah instead of Black Knight, and that's kind of a bad idea.
Yeah, Micaiah's supposed to be the main character, but in the speedrun you leave her at level 1 the entire game.
She ends up with very hilarious stats, too, for a mage.
You'll see. Alright.
We also, before this chapter, got the pass scroll, which is going to be very useful, even starting in this next chapter. Basically, normally you can't pass through enemy units, you have to go around them. The pass scroll is a skill that changes that, so a unit can go through an enemy and end up on the other side of them without having to fight or kill them first.
So, this guy is Gerard. He's pretty much the main enemy of part 1, and we're just gonna crush him with Black Knight, because he's kind of pathetic. Whew.
Ooh, that was tough.
That was really tough. Dang. Alright.
It took 2 whole swings.
He was left at 2 HP after the
Did
first
you see
swing.
how tired he was after the first swing? I mean, he slowly walked up there.
Alright. There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on in this phase, so there's gonna be a lot to explain here. But a lot of it is setting up for part 3.
Yeah. So, yeah, a couple of the units you're seeing here are actually going to join up with Ike in part 3. So he's going to want to pass some stuff here to them because it's pretty much infinitely more useful with them.
Right there, he put Paragon on Jill. That skill doubles XP gained. It is very important for Jill because she's fairly limited in her availability, and you want to level her up as fast as you reasonably can. Zehark, meanwhile, got the Beast Foe, which is going to be used in not this next chapter, but the one after that, from the Dawn Brigade's perspective, where there are going to be a lot of Beast units around. Soph doesn't need it because he has the Beast Foe, or the Beast Killer, and Jill is just strong enough, and she's going to get the Brave weapons.
When you think about Diehart's character from Path of Radiance, it's kind of ironic how he has Beast Foe.
Yes, he's actually a friend to the Lagoons.
But you'll see that in action later on.
There's a storyline reason for that.
3-6. Alright, so this chapter is a really cool strat. So, the goal is to get Micaiah to the very top as quickly as possible. So every unit here is playing an important role. It's basically setting up to get Micaiah to the very top as quickly as possible. Right here you see Racing the Heron refreshing Nyla's move, and she has to pass. Well, yeah.
You don't see Racer till way later.
Yeah, so Nyla can just go through those enemies because she has the skill pass, and she's going to kill that mage, and now she's set up in preparation for turn 2. Now in turn 2, we're going to have the Black Knight attack up a ledge. When you attack up a ledge, I believe your accuracy goes down by minus 50%.
50? Yeah,
But the Black Knight's so strong that his accuracy is like still really reliable. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. So he's probably going to kill this guy. He goes in one hit, and even if he misses once, it's okay, because he attacks twice. So Jill's going to rescue the Black Knights. Bullock is carrying the Kaya right now. And we're going to vigor both of them. So remember, Jill's carrying the Black Knight. Bullock is carrying the Kaya. So Bullock will go up here, prepare for turn 3. Jill is going to pass this huge armored dude to a wolf. And kill the dude in the way.
So, yeah,
So just imagine a Black Knight riding on a wolf like a paladin.
and before that, you just see a wyvern dragging the giant armored person on top.
Jill got a decent level up there
Yeah.
with the strength, speed, and defense.
Okay, so now we're pretty much set up for the next turn. So Jill's going to break the door with the hand axe, so the Black Knight and Nyla can go through without wasting their turn attacking it. Bullock is going to pass Micaiah to the Black Knight. Nyla is going to block this archer from reaching Micaiah and the Black Knight. And I'm also going to unequip the Black Knight, because something I haven't mentioned yet is you generally want to avoid killing enemies you don't need to kill, because there's a death animation, and that wastes time. So, and of course I forgot to unequip him, but oh well, no big deal.
Come on, Morum, punch him hard.
Oh.
Yeah.
He could crit there and actually kill the guy.
Yeah.
Unlike in Path of Radiance, Magoo's units, when not transformed, do have a weak riposte, as do healers, which is something that was new introduced in this game. But they hardly ever do any damage, so it's pretty unimportant about them having the counterattack, except for costing time.
So the speed ring is an item that increases your speed permanently by 2 points. I normally don't get it, but for safety purposes, in case I get screwed over by someone who level ups in part 4 or something, I'm getting it. It costs a terrible amount of time. So yeah, we just killed that same dude again, Black Knight, and seize.
And that strat is possible in part because some of those units are just default stationary. That happens with a lot of units on easy. If you go on higher difficulties, a lot of those units would have moved, and you would not have been able to leave Micaiah exposed like that.
How did Micaiah hit level 2?
Oh, because 1p.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, right.
So that's the end of part 1. So now we're going to enter part 2, the shortest part, where we return to Crimea, the nation we protected and saved from the previous game.
There are two things for this chapter. Basically, it's on a turn limit. You want to avoid as much combat as possible just to go fast. And you also want to recruit Har.
Yeah.
The Harminator.
The Harminator.
He is arguably the strongest unit in the game. I only say arguably because there are technically arguments for other characters.
Yeah.
But
In general.
in general, it's him.
In general, in power level discussions for this game on who's the strongest unit, it comes down to either Har or Ike. And Har has an advantage because he flies.
And has 8-9 move. Ike does not.
Yes. And the only other characters that compete in raw strength aren't available until the very end game.
Yeah. Which are the Lagoon Royals.
Right, so I'm going to be repeatedly ending turns soon, because as Alec mentioned, this is the goal of this chapter is to survive for several turns. So even if I kill everyone on this map, the chapter will not end. So I'm just not going to bother having Har attack the boss. I'm just going to let him just chill, take a few hits, and be like, haha, you can't hurt me. Pretty much. So this would be a good time for a few donations.
Alright, I can do that. So, $25 from Kazaneko says, Hola runners, 'tis Kazaneko from those odd gamers. $25 to name the character in Diablo 3, Sir Doof. And all the runners, good luck and may the odds be ever in your favor. Melrose gave $10 and said, best of luck to all the runners and wish the marathon well for an amazing cause. Let Kirbymastah decide where this donation goes.
Oh, speaking of donations, so there's a donation incentive for this game. Would you mind explaining that?
If I can find it, I'll explain it.
Save the
Or would you
characters,
rather
please.
have one of us explain?
Yeah.
Oh yes, go ahead. Explain. Explain
Okay.
it if you would. That would be
Okay.
fantastic.
In the final chapter of Part 3, there's essentially an overall kill count that you need to reach for the chapter to end of 80 units. Now, he has 3 fairly weak units that some people like. Also, Nephany missing theirs, unfortunate. But these 3 units, Astrid,
Marcia and
Marcia and Rihanna.
yeah, and Ilyana, whom you've already seen, are just sacrificed to save time because they're weak units that die easily, and it can save a little bit of combat time.
And you need to
Saves
find-
1 minute
You need
about.
to find
Yeah.
3 minutes to kill. 3 units to kill somewhere.
Otherwise, we end up with 77 out of 80 kills.
Save them, please.
So if
No,
you-
kill them.
Right now, there's $15 towards saving them, 0 towards.
Where is she going?
What? Where is she going? Where's she going? What are you doing? What are you doing? No, come back! Come back!
Has this ever happened before?
Okay, in case something goes wrong here, I'm gonna battle save.
something already went wrong technically, but
Is she going to kill that guy?
yeah,
She'll probably kill.
he actually needs to recruit Heather that
Come back! I want to recruit you! What the? Okay, that's a good level up.
Everything but strength. Alright.
Okay, no, Heather, go right, please. Right.
She just-
No!
Where
No! No! Come back!
Did you see him for the chapter? Did you see him in the chapter?
yeah, they're
I battle saved, but.
Oh.
her AI priorities can change based on unit.
No! Wow! Okay,
We had no idea what's going on right
this
now.
is going wrong very quickly.
Yeah, you need to recruit her by speaking to her with one of your units, and
That's not a safe place for her.
no, but fortunately he can recruit her there.
Oh.
Oh. He was supposed to recruit her on the turn that we all started having conniptions.
Basically, that guy was not supposed to live, and that caused weird things to happen.
Yeah, normally she heads up at least a little bit and doesn't run off to the left. I believe she steals something from the unit.
She stole his herb. She wanted that herb.
She really wanted that herb. Alright, so that was interesting.
That chapter is supposed to be several turns shorter.
Yeah.
So,
Not to mention about a minute and a half.
So
at
first
least.
one, we already have it. That's never happened before.
Oh, I've seen it happen.
you have?
But
Never mind.
I don't know exactly what causes it. Beatdown probably would.
Oh, I got really unlucky there.
Uh,
So the HP of that general is random. If Lucia can't kill him, she usually gets a crit on him, but in this case she did not, and he had higher HP than usual, so I need to use a backup strat that wastes a lot of time. So, Niluchi took a javelin from Marcia for this purpose, so I can give the javelin to Nephany so she can finish off this general. And yeah, that just wasted a bit of time,
yeah,
but can't be helped.
on top of hot potatoing units, you're also hot potatoing a lot of items around.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, we had our second heroine of the game, Leanne, who, to refresh your memory, she's a bit more mobile than Raphael, but she always refreshes only 2 units.
In a straight line.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the goal in this chapter is to kill the boss, so we're pretty much going to have Lucia and Mordecai just blitz across the top. So
Yeah, these just happen to be the 2 strongest characters you have right now.
pretty much.
We also have Fog of War. Haven't explained that.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Well, it's pretty self-explanatory for the most part. Units have a certain side radius. Thieves have a bit more. There are torches that you can light there. There are items called torches as well that you can use. And basically, if you move into Fog of War, you can run into units that aren't there. You can't attack them unless you can already see them when you start the movement. And they can see you, generally, the AI can, so it makes things a bit more challenging. There are a few more Fog of War maps and higher difficulties, but even on the low difficulty, this game has a couple Fog of War maps.
Alright, so I've just bought a few items that are going to be used long term.
Yeah.
The Horse Layer will be used in part 3 by Tanith, way later in the run. the hammer will be used by next chapter. So, yeah.
Yeah, just to refresh, the hammer is used to kill armor units really quickly.
And the horse layer kills horse units.
Yeah, and
Ironically.
this whole section is based on a little insurrection or rebellion in Crimea, and the queen, who was the princess that you were escorting around the Path of Radiance, trying to put that down, and now they're attacking the guy who rebelled in his castle. Also, hopefully Danvin is going to crit.
So, oh, by the way, someone should make a straw poll for us in chat, but is this Dunbed or Devdon?
It's whatever his name is in Awakening.
Yeah.
I'd like to see chat argue over whether he's truly Devdon or Dunbed.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, in Path of Radiance, his name was Danved. Here it's
Hey, Devdon is
Devdon,
definitely not
Path of Radiance.
Dondev.
yeah.
He is most definitely not Dondev.
Special himself.
So the argument is he actually the same person or some twin? Fun fact: the transfers from Path of Radiance were Devdon or whatever.
Dondev.
Whatever. They do apply to his counterpart in this game. So, yeah.
Where do Khalil transfers, right?
No, Khalil's transfers go to
Alright,
her husband.
No, Largo's transfers.
Go to Khalil.
Yeah.
I know there was some link somewhere involving Khalil. Right?
Like,
Yeah, because Largo doesn't appear in this game.
so how transfers work exactly is when you cap a, you have to be a level 20 for a character to get transfers. They have to be level 20 in Path of Radiance first.
Level 20 in Tier 2.
Tier 2, yes.
Yeah, max out, basically.
For each stat that they're maxed in, they will get a +2 bonus to that stat.
Except
+5 for HP,
yeah.
I believe.
With few
It's
exceptions.
5, yes.
Now, there's a few exceptions. Soth, he gets a direct transfer
Yes.
of stats. And Khalil is kind of interesting in that Largo is not controllable in this game, but he is in Path of Radiance. So Khalil in this game gets the overlapping combined transfers of Khalil and Largo. So like, if there's any transfers that Khalil from Path of Radiance doesn't have, but Largo has, then Radiant on Khalil will get that. But they do not stack.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh no. Giant rock for 1 damage.
Yeah. Alright, so something to note about this chapter as well. We need to keep an eye out on Jeffrey's speed, because in chapter 3-9, later in the run, Jeffrey needs to have 27 speed to quadruple attack a boss, because the boss has 23 speed. So Jeffrey's going to get 2 speed from using a speed ring, and another 2 speed from promoting, which leaves him 1 speed short. So he needs to get at least a point in speed in this chapter from leveling up. If he does, I can just use a Master Con on him to promote him to Tier 3 immediately. If not, then I need to waste some time using bonus experience on him to get that speed points. So, ideally he gets 23 speed. He has 1 more chance after this.
Nice.
There we go, got it. Sweet.
Alright. And pretty much everyone else on this map is just waste of space.
Yeah. Alright, so we can probably squeeze in a donation or 2 here. Maybe 1 donation would work.
All right, let me get to where I can read that real quick. So we have a donation, $10. Howdy guys, super psyched for this year's Limit Break. Here's hoping for some amazing runs, like amazing on the level of everyone getting world records. Let's set our sights high. This donation goes to killing the animal. I mean Diablo 3's secret area.
Save the girls, kill the frames.
Oh yeah, so we got a Brave Lance, which is the Lance equivalent of the Brave Sword. We got that from a base conversation. And Brave Weapons are kind of useful in this chapter because you actually cannot double attack doors no matter how much speed you have, unless you use a Brave Weapon. So it's perfect because Jeffrey can kill the door with a Brave Lance, and we can move him in front of the boss, and then he kill the boss during enemy phase because the boss dies in 2 hits from Jeffrey. Because Jeffrey's pretty OP in this chapter. So, yeah. He's gonna go ahead and kill the boss, and then next turn I'm gonna go ahead and seize the throne and end this long chapter. So next chapter, we're gonna see Har again, and we're gonna start seeing how awesome Har is a bit more.
You'll see a lot of how awesome Har is.
Yeah, if you ever watch Kirbymastah run his game, his splits are pretty amazing.
And might as well save. Alright, so in this convoy we bought a hammer in this previous chapter from the special shop, and we're gonna give it to Har. This hammer will also be used in part 4, just FYI. So right now, we're gonna buff up Har like crazy. Hey, have some bonus experience. So again, so you're gonna see Har pretty much cap everything because again, he's guaranteed to get exactly 3 statups per bonus experience level up. After he promotes, I'm going to level him up one more time and hopefully he gets strength, which he should because strength is one of his highest growths. The reason being, after promotion, he's going to be at strength 31. But the next time I have access to Har, he needs to be at 32 strength to kill a boss in 1 round. So.
And you can see he's no longer gaining 3 points per level.
That means he's capped everything besides luck at the moment. So, class change.
Level 21.
And you can afford to do this because you get a ton of bonus XP on easy.
Yeah.
You're literally swimming in it by the end.
Alright, let's go strength.
Strength. Yay! Okay. So, the goal in this chapter, this is one of my favorite chapters casually, because it's kind of like an epic defend chapter.
Yep.
You have to defend this for 15 whooping turns. Very long, but it's pretty epic, I think.
And it's also really fun if you try to push forward, especially on the higher difficulties, and actually get to and defeat the boss.
But we like going fast. We don't like waiting around. Unfortunately, there's an alternative goal, which is to kill the boss. So we're just going to kind of toss Har in the middle of all these enemies. Again, I unequipped him because 1, I don't want to waste hammer uses, and 2, killing enemies wastes time.
More in the chapter later on, those units that you just last saw, they discover that where they're going was basically a distraction. So they come running back. This will appear on the right side of the map.
But we're not going to see them.
No. They're too slow.
I don't remember which turn. It's pretty late though.
Yeah.
But there is a way.
Turn 8 sounds right.
There is a way to beat this chapter in 1 turn actually, but it's actually slower. It's like I think I could probably mention what LTC is. LTC is a general playthrough for low turn count, where your ultimate goal is to have a total low turn count. And this is a pretty common theme on Serene's Forest, in the Serene's Forest community, where people come up with strategies to just really cool strategies to try to beat the entire game in as few turns as possible.
Honestly,
But,
that's...
yeah, so there are similarities between the speedrun and low turn count because usually fewer turns means faster, but that's not always the case. Especially since a lot of strategies and LTC playthroughs require putting like a lot of resources into certain units, which wastes time.
Also, notice the one hit there.
Yeah, he just killed one.
That guy was a boss. Supposed to be hardcore.
And here comes part 3.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna see Ike's and his party here. We'll have some time to read donations, but
Yay!
But they are all strong and
With...
well, pretty much all.
Pretty much
The
everyone's
ones
strong.
that matter are strong.
Yeah.
yeah. So the goal in this chapter, there is a blue square in the upper right corner. We need to have a green unit arrive there. A green unit
That we can't
out of our
control.
control. His name is Screamer, and he is a total butt.
He is an idiotic prince.
He is very stupid.
And he is backed by a lot of generally equally stupid cats and tigers.
Yeah. So
One of which has A strikes, so we
2 of them.
Oh, 2, yeah, 2. So those are referred to as the A strike cats just because they're extra pathetic.
oh, I got bad luck there. So Mia and Sheena want to get crits on those 2 enemies, but they don't, and neither of them did. I used Mist to finish this dude off. Yeah, yeah, I know. Using Mist to kill someone.
Where'd our horse go?
And then Oscar to go here. So generally speaking, I want to clear out all the enemies in the path of the Ike's mercenaries, while also trying to give support.
No, there's still the Grail mercenaries.
And whatever. So Rolf and Sheenan actually play pretty important roles because they have access to Ballista. And they're going to be weakening enemies to help these lagoons break through. So generally speaking, this chapter just comes down to pure luck.
That's weird. Rolf didn't go before these guys.
Yeah, it's random, who moves first. So first of all, there are these 2 cats called the A-Strike cats. The one that just attacked, that took damage up there, is one of them.
She actually dodged.
Yeah, they are very weak, and if they go up front, that's very bad because they can't kill anything. They take like a turn to die. They take a little bit of time to die, and they'll just take up
Hey,
extra
we got the
space
crit.
and cause a traffic jam.
Yeah, that's actually a killer ballista, as I recall.
Yes.
They're both
Meaning it
killer
has a
ballista.
higher.
It's basically a crit. It's a crit
So-
ballista.
I mean, if I get crits on these 2 dudes, it's nice, but it's not completely necessary. So
It's just helpful.
yeah, the idea is to weaken them so that any Lagoos that's not an A-Strike cat can finish them off and break through.
For the A-Strike cat, you either want to do it, get left behind or just die.
Yeah, you want them to die.
Either.
I'd rather they die because they're causing me a lot of pain. Alright, so we could
Kirby,
probably...
you want me to set aside a sandwich for you?
Sure, that would be nice.
Tuna, roast beef, turkey, or ham?
Tuna, please.
Okay.
Alright, so we can squeeze in some donations here, because we don't have much to talk about besides Screamer being stupid.
Everyone.
Okay, cool. Well, as a quick reminder, this is RPG Limit Break. We are here supporting NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We have a $50 donation that says, throwing in cash for female hero and Knights of the Old Republic, because she'll always be canon in my heart. Good luck on the runs. $10 from Cephalopadre said, good luck, have fun. Actually, literally, GLHF. Okay, thank you. $50 from Rename says, $25 for Wild Arms Ace Showcase and $25 for naming Cecilia as Bagus, please. That's a beautiful name. Thank you. Ray of Speed gave $15 and said, probably my only donation since NAMI doesn't work in Australia and I don't get paid till next week, but I want that Fire Emblem poster. Put 5 of this towards Train Suplex, 5 towards the Sephiroth critical fight in Kingdom Hearts 2, and put the final 5 towards metaflexing after every boss. It's not Secret of Reset more without metaflex. $50 from Garrick1. He said, good luck to all the runners. Hopefully we can break some limits this year. Prepare for the Demon Chocobo Overlord's glorious return. By the way, yes, we do have an emote for the Demon Chocobo. You'll probably be seeing it pop up in chat right now. All subscriptions help pay for any of the costs for setting up the marathon. I know that we've put a lot of work into this, and luckily we have some pretty good stuff. And if this continues on to next year, we're definitely wanting to move up and have some bigger and better things. So the subs always help. Ad revenue does help. I believe that goes towards the costs. All your donations go directly to NAMI, which is our charity this year. So thank you everyone.
So as FYI, Renolf is a really strong cat.
Yeah.
He went up front, and that's very good because he can actually kill everything in one round.
Yeah.
So it's very good if he goes up front.
Also, if I was keeping track of one of the A-Strike cats properly, I think it got
That's
killed.
right there. there's other. No, I think they're both still alive.
I think that one's the other one, the one
Yeah,
that
that-
weekend.
No, I think it got killed.
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh,
Oh, it got
maybe.
it.
I think
Yeah,
it.
I think one of them got really weakened and it got a kill.
It did that 9 damage. You might be thinking about that one, but I wasn't paying attention because cats are dumb in this game.
Yeah. So that roadblock is pretty hard to break through.
Yeah, but thanks to Renolf going first, he broke through quickly.
Did you want a sandwich as well?
Yeah.
What kind?
I'll take a ham.
What?
I'll
Chicken?
take a ham.
Ham. Ham.
Ham, ham.
Sorry.
We had food from NAMI. Luckily, they've been kind enough to help bring food this I was gonna say semester. Oh my gosh, I'm not even going to school anymore.
Oh, you missed.
Oh!
What?
Whoa! Wait, he's not transforming anymore.
That's bad.
That's true.
That's bad. He's gonna take up a spot.
There
Yes!
we go.
Okay.
Stupid cats.
Oh man.
Okay.
So this is one problem. This is kind of bad that Renolf went up front in a sense because if the cats break through too quickly, those 2 mages will attack the cats instead of Oscar. And Oscar has a short spear equipped, so he can counterattack them, but the Lagoos can't. Which is like one major weakness with Lagoos in general, is the fact that they can't attack at 2 range.
Yeah.
Which really limits them. So like even the really powerful Lagoos Royals in your endgame, you're not going to see them used as much as you think. So, just because of the fact they cannot counterattack at 2 range. So,
Still gonna be used a lot.
yeah. So okay, so optimally, I finished this chapter in 6 turns. 6 turns is ideal.
Is there a possible 5?
I've never seen. I don't know if 5 is possible, but yeah. But each turn I lose, which is completely down to luck, by the way. Wait costs around 30 to 40 seconds, roughly.
Yeah, because you gotta watch every one of them.
You have to watch every Lagoos move again, and sometimes they'll waste time just untransforming and stuff.
Yeah.
It sucks. So, yeah. So
Okay.
like this chapter is different every time I play it because there's just so many things that can go differently. So
Hopefully Screamer goes downward.
yeah. Well, I mean, I should be fine because Screamer's AI is programmed to attack anything in range. So like, fun fact: if Screamer is in range of the blue square, but there's also an enemy he can reach, he's gonna go attack the enemy instead of finishing the chapter.
Remember, he is very stupid.
Yeah, he is very stupid. And the story implies that pretty well.
Oh,
but right here, he's being
nice.
smart because he actually attacks
Wow.
something close.
Thank you.
Thank you, Screamer. Thank you.
You know, who's arranged for that? Oh, no.
I don't know if that's the A-Strike Cat. I don't think so.
That is the A-Strike Cat.
I don't remember.
No, A-Strike Cat died.
One of them died. I don't know if they both died. But
No, one of them died. The other
Yeah.
one didn't do anything.
it doesn't matter at this point. So, what I just mentioned, Skirmir prioritizing attacking enemies instead of actually finishing the chapter, is the reason why I'm going to put Titania and Ike to surround this priest, because I don't want him in range of Skirmir. I want to block off this priest so he survives. So this priest is very, very lucky. He's going to survive.
He got spared.
And one thing that I don't think we mentioned, we're talking about the A-Strike Cat. That's because, like in many JRPGs, there's a ranking system for how proficient you are with your weapons, and Lagu's weapons get stronger as they rank up. It goes all the way from E up to A, and then to S, and then finally in this game to SS.
I don't know if these... I'm pretty sure they don't start at E, but yeah, that's the general gist.
By the way, when is the donation incentive going to be cut off for this run?
Ooh.
That's probably like in 30-40 minutes.
Yeah.
So you should get your donations in
2
fast
chapters
and
before
kill off Our Ladies to save a minute.
So we have $25 for no, don't kill him off.
Yes.
No!
Yes!
But there's still plenty of time if you want to see some people die, which can be sad. You may cry. Or not. I don't
Chivalry's
know.
not dead yet.
Alright, so this chapter has a turn limit, which is not a big deal at all, obviously. Our goal is to rout the enemy, so we want to kill everyone as usual. So Titania will be doing the majority of the work. So occasionally she misses. It's usually not too big of a deal. So Titania will do the majority of the work. Gatri and Shinen, if you're a Gatri or Shinen fan, you're going to see them put in some work in this chapter. Because you're not going to see them use anymore.
Yeah.
Because Gatri and Shinen both have really good starting stats, and they both have a pretty useful niche in this chapter for the speedrun.
Well, Shino's a good character overall.
He's for an archer, he's really good, yeah.
He's ridiculously good for Archer.
So, Soren, Shinen, and Gatri are spaced exactly 2 spaces away from the fence because that archer that just attacked Shinen has a longbow. Longbows are unique in that they can attack at 2 range and 3 range. So, if I had someone up against the fence, then that archer would attack 2 spaces away from the fence. And I don't have a longbow myself, so I can't reach him through the fence. So I want him to be against the fence, and then so that Shinen can reach him next turn with the 2-range weapon.
Although, if they fire from the longer range, then longbow wielders do suffer a small penalty to accuracy.
Yeah, I believe longbows aren't very accurate in general.
They aren't very accurate in general, but if I recall correctly, their accuracy decreases on the long range.
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know about that. I don't remember that, but
I don't
I
know.
remember.
I only use them for the longer range anyway, because
Yeah.
regular bows are better, so I don't actually recall.
Alright, so there we
Wow.
go. Shinen killed that dude.
Magic?
Yeah. And Gatri has a freaking Iron Lance, which is like the second weakest weapon in the game. And he's just gonna kill these enemies with that freaking Iron Lance. That's how awesome Gatri is. And he's a general, and generals are supposed to be like really tanky, strong, but really slow. He has a 60% growth rate in strength and defense and speed. Just about as good as Meg for some reason. I don't remember Meg's speed growth. I think it's a 60 or 65, but
Yeah, it's high.
it's just weird. So intelligence systems really wanted Gatri to be very speedy. See, like look at that. He just got
Yeah,
speed.
you're supposed to be a guy in this huge, heavy armor, and he's just chugging around like nothing.
So, alright, so Titania has a short axe equipped, which is basically a stronger version of the hand axe, but very limited in its use, so this is the only time you'll see it used. She needs to use a short axe because she cannot kill the boss with the hand axe without a crit of stun. And I also moved Shinen out of the way because there is a javelin user that will attack Shinen instead if Shinen's against the fence. And Shinen actually cannot kill that person without a crit. So it's a lot more reliable to have him just go for Titania, because Titania can kill everything with a short axe here. It's very important to finish this chapter within this turn limit, like by this turn, because otherwise reinforcements will show up and they get annoying. So
Yeah, back to the power level discussions. Titania is actually up there towards best units.
yeah, she's
She's up
OP.
there.
Alright, so there's gonna be a lot of things going on in space, so I'm not gonna talk for a bit. But the silver card lets me buy, for one chapter, it lets me buy anything at half price, so I'm gonna spend all my money on this chapter. So, now, I just got Celerity and Pass from part 1. Celerity and Savior, sorry. I'm gonna remove Pass from Heather, and give Pass to Titania. Now I'm gonna go to the shop. I'm gonna get a bronze axe. I'll explain its purpose later on when it becomes relevant. And buy 15 hand axes for Hawk. So I also got a brave sword from part 1, so Ike's gonna take that. That's from part 1. And Titania is gonna go ahead and give her useless weapons, stock up on hand axes. And there we go. That was a good base. So Celerity and Savior I just gave to Har. Celerity is really useful. It increases your movement by 2, which is really useful.
Har already moves fast, so you can imagine what kind of effect this has.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just flying all over the
And
map.
so now he's effectively the only unit that Kirby's controlling because he's carrying Ike but with no penalties.
Yes.
Ike being the only forced unit
Right.
in this map.
And he's carrying Ike without any penalties because, again, he has Savior as well. So
Yeah,
I battle
he-
Savior because Har has like a 0.5% chance of missing the boss, which is really bad if that happens. And it has happened before in a run.
Yeah.
And it sucks. But luckily that didn't happen.
So yeah, he got all those items from Iliana way back from Chapter 1. That's why he put all his items on there to pass it here.
Yeah. So going this chapter is pretty cool. You see Har become a ninja basically. And your goal is to burn all these supplies, every supply within a turn limit. But the general strategy is Har's gonna fly around like a ninja and burn everything on his own.
And hopefully the horses cooperate.
Yeah. So this chapter has a bit of RNG in it. RNG is a general term for. How do you explain that?
Randomness. It's,
Randomness.
yeah, a random number generator, so that's pretty much what determines, along with the programming AI,
Right. So
they do.
generally speaking, we want Har to avoid as much combat as possible, and him not to kill anything if he can help it. So there's another phase in this chapter where you see horses move around. The purpose of this was apparently storyline purpose is you want to cause as much chaos as possible, so you want to break open the pens and have the horses escape, and you actually get bonus experience for that.
Each horse that escapes gives him bonus experience.
Yeah. So what we want to look out for is the left pen of horses. We want the upper left square of the left pen to be open. If it's not open, I need to use a backup strat. That's wastes like 5 seconds or something. So
And what these
Yeah.
horses do is completely random.
it's completely random. Like even how much they move is random, so you can lose time just from that.
Yeah, and sometimes they just don't move at
It's just
all.
dumb. But oh well, it can't be helped.
Yeah.
So Ike and Titania have another role in this chapter. So first of all, they're going to burn the closest supply near the end. And second of all, Titania's going to go get the Blossom Scroll. The Blossom Scroll, basically, I'll go into a bit more detail about how it exactly works. But basically, it cuts your experience down to like 40%, I believe. Roughly
it was
half.
half. Oh,
Roughly half. I think it's 40, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it cuts your experience gain, but you also get better growths. And we're going to be using that on Tainted later in the run. Because it saves like 5 seconds. Alright, so we can... Oh yeah, so... We're going to use Ike and Titania on this turn. And we're also going to see Har use the Bronze Axe soon. Bronze Axe is the weakest axe in the game. It also cannot... You also cannot get any crits with it. Which is good in this case. Oh wait, that's... I might have done that turn. Nah, I'm fine. I did that turn early, but it's not a big deal. So Har is going to use the Bronze Axe. It's hard. He's strong enough to kill this halberdier, fortunately, but it's too weak so that Har cannot kill these two generals that will attack him, and he does not want to kill them because, again, killing enemies costs time.
There
But-
is, however,
yeah.
one way he can kill them, which is
Yeah.
third tier master ability stun,
Yeah.
which every unit, once they reach third tier, automatically gets this ability. You saw a little while ago Titania trigger Soul, which healed her a little bit as she attacked and hit the unit. Double cancel.
Save the
Anyway,
frames.
cancel just is a normal skill that prevents
And he was
counterattacks.
counterattacking.
Yeah.
But if he activates stun, he deals increased damage, so he actually would kill them. And if he kills one,
Nice.
which he didn't, fortunately, that would be one more unit that would be able to attack him, thus wasting time.
On top of that, he gets death animations.
Yeah. So worst case scenario is if Har kills that general, then the second general attacks, and he also kills that. Yes, done.
And now the horses.
And horses, and this should be the last turn.
Hey, one horse didn't move.
Yeah, except sometimes they just don't move. So yeah, it kind of sucks.
By the way, I do want to remind people that there are prizes during this game. There's a really great poster, Fey Lord's poster, if you donate at least $5 during this game.
Yeah, it's an abbreviation for Fire Emblem.
Oh, Fire Emblem.
Funny,
It looked like Fey.
put the link in chat so you can see what the poster is.
Okay, I can put the link in there. Also, from now until Castle of the Winds Part 1 will be the Elgato Game Capture HD if you donate at least $15. So be sure to remember these prizes, get donations in if you are interested in a chance to win them.
And don't forget the grand prize.
Oh, there's a grand prize. What is it?
It's at the very bottom.
Oh, the banner!
It's the one that's behind us the whole time.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yes, be sure. We do have the banner that we're giving away. That is one of the big prizes. We also have a lot of shirts by the Yeti. You should go to the Yeti's website and buy some of these amazing shirts. You know, they're just fantastic. I'm gonna be buying some. Part of the donations go to Nami, so be sure to go check them out.
Specifically $3 for every shirt.
Yeah. And it's spelled Y-E-T-E-E. So,
Alright.
make sure.
So about this chapter. By the way, that term is my favorite to execute in the game. Anyways.
Oh, we see the double crit again.
Yeah. So to go on this chapter is an arrive chapter. We want Ike and Ranulf, who is the blue cat, to both arrive at the top of the mountain. So we're pretty much gonna have Har and Titania kind of carry them around a bit and reach the top as quickly as possible while killing enemies that are in the way.
Yeah, just a reminder, Titania has passed when she runs through everything on the left side, and hard flies.
And Har is Savior as well, so you can carry Ranulf without speed up penalties. So you notice that Titania is actually going to get double attacked by enemies because she does not have Savior, yet she is carrying Ike. But it's okay because she's so OP and her defense is so good that even if the Swordmaster double crits her, she's fine. So, it's okay. Now, you may also notice I dumped a ton of bonus experience into Ike. There's two reasons for this. One, I want to cap a lot of stats with Ike because he's already like close to capping a lot of stats at this point, so it's best to just dump a lot of bonus experience into him as he's approaching level 20. So it also helps us improve his survivability in general in this chapter. And second of all, if I have a lot of bonus experience to spare and the character is going to hit level 20 anyways, it's best to dump all that into that character and make them hit level 20 with bonus experience. The reason being, the experience bar normally shows up once per round of combat, which you see right here. But if you use bonus experience, it only shows up once per level up. So it cuts out how often the experience bar shows up in the long run, and two, it will never show up again while the character's at level 20 because they're at max
when
level.
you can't gain any more experience.
In Ike's case, his promotion to his third tier is story-based, so he stops at level 20 for a while.
You'll be seeing me. Anyways, you're gonna see me
That's a
buff
good thing, though.
characters to level 20 later on. Cough, Titania. So, Olivia Grass is an item that refills with the boost gauge by 15 points out of 30. So I didn't really need to do that because Archer didn't attack Ranulf, but I wanted to be safe just in case. So,
Yeah,
best to be safe.
Their soul.
because you want him to stay transformed because he's faster and more durable.
Yeah, he's more like he has like 9 movement I think while he's transformed,
He has
but
more movements. General.
he can't reach that boost by next turn if he's untransformed.
Yeah.
So currently Ike is unequipped, so he's not going to counterattack anything, so that way saves time. But Har will kill anything that gets in the way, so there will be a space for Har and Ike to go through to the blue square. You'll also see Ike use the Brave Sword he got here, because it's pretty much his best offensive weapon for killing enemies before he gets to Ragnar. So he'll be using it a few times. So, alright, so we got kind of lucky in this run because next chapter is chapter 3-5, and the boss has 23 speed, and Har needs to have 27 speed to double attack that boss. He has 26 speed upon 3rd tier promotion, meaning he has to get at least 1 point in speed from leveling up. He has around 5 or 6 chances to do so. But he already got 2 points in speed, so I don't need to worry about that at all.
Yeah, and if he never hits it, you have a speed win, right?
I do have a speed wing, but I'm better off just using bonus experience. So you lose like a few seconds from just extra menuing in the long run, but it still kind of sucks. Oh hey, stop, hammer time. 1 hit KO, bye. Or crit.
And a crit!
Yeah.
So that's super overkill right there.
Yeah, so that attack would have dealt somewhere in the range of 150 damage, really.
And at most you're gonna see like 60 HP on general units. Final boss is 88, I think.
Ashara is 80, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not gonna see anything
And-
close to that.
and,
The Black Dragon's like 120, I think. I don't remember.
Is it 100 or 100?
It's 100, yeah. I remember. I remember
Oh, it's
425.
100, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty much the highest HP you're gonna see in the game.
Alright, so this is another defense chapter, but I wonder what I'm gonna do in this chapter.
Yes.
So we also have access to Racing, the last of the Herons. He can only vigor 1 unit at a time when he's untransformed, but that's enough for his purposes for the most part. So we're gonna let Har move again, and because he has 11 moves and a Tomahawk, which is a really powerful hand axe, we're just gonna snipe the boss. Bye-bye. Or you can just get a crit anyways.
And cancel, so you lost more frames.
So yeah. So you, as expected, you can end this chapter early by just killing the boss.
Yeah, a lot of defense chapters have a sub victory condition, just killing the boss. Right.
So, chapter 3-6, we're back to the Dawn Brigade from part 1, where everyone is not as good anymore.
You haven't seen these guys since the beginning of the game, and now
Yeah.
they're facing these powerful units that you're fighting with.
But Joe just got a Brave Axe, which is very awesome, and we're gonna level up like crazy again. So,
Axe are out.
feel free to read a donation.
Okay, great. $5 from Master Kratos. He says, she really wanted that herb.
She did.
Let Kirby take care of this money. It's his game. By the way, where would you like your donations to go?
I guess killed.
He wants to kill
Yeah,
the
kill the
people
units in this
in
game.
Fire Emblem. Okay, so whenever we get donations, those are going towards that. Perfect. So if you want them saved, which maybe you should,
No, you
donate.
shouldn't!
Should.
Okay, we have Oderur, who gave $25 and said, I wish to bid $10 for the name Pain Chocolat for one of the Diablo 3 characters. Thanks for the runs and the event. $25 from Anonymous says, GDQ Monitor here. It just dawned on me that RPG Limit Break is today. Really fired up to see some radiant examples of RPG speedrunning.
Oh man, the puns.
The response you guys are getting for this event is really emblematic of your hard work.
Okay, that's just reaching.
I just have to say, seeing the look on the Sid's face as Rosetti was reading that donation kind of made it worth it for me.
I couldn't look at his face, but I was busy mashing.
Anyway, GDQ Monitor says, keep it up, you'll hear from me again soon whether you want to or not.
Alright, so,
Alright.
this
Hopefully,
chapter,
yes.
this chapter, your goal is to kill 36 Lagoos. Story reason is, well,
You're fighting
your
them
king
now.
is like, oh, I want you to kill these Lagoos and discriminate against them.
Yeah.
So we're gonna kill them.
Despite the fact that that's what got you into the war in the
first
first
place.
place, and what caused you to fall down.
And there are story reasons why you follow him, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Sorry.
spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
And it's a speedrun. Who cares about story?
Also, so this is
This
where
game has a story?
I thought we were just giving random units and told you to kill everyone.
Oh yeah, it does. I remember from when I played the game myself. Huh, funny.
Alright, so you may recall in part 1 we gave Zahir Beast Foe, which is basically, you remember the effect from Beast Killer where you have a super effective weapon on beasts. Well, every weapon Zahir uses has the beast killing effect. So that makes it a lot more reliable for him to kill everything he needs to kill here. So he's also like pretty much like your only unit besides Jill who can reliably double everything on this team. Because he's fast.
Yeah, sword masters are kind of a broken class in Fire Emblem in general.
You generally have Sword Masters are a class where they can only use swords. They're on foot, but they have a higher crit rate than other classes.
Higher crit rate, higher speed, higher skill, pretty much everything that matters.
But they're generally kind of weak. Generally.
Well, they're glass cannons, if you
Yeah.
want to think of it that way.
They're already glass cannons because they can't actually kill anything with low strength.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, so you also see how bad Soft's classes. Bad thieves are kind of bad in this game because knives are terrible in this game. To the point where Soft actually can't kill these guys anymore without crits.
He's got the crit, so...
Yeah, but that's why I'm using Micaiah to weaken them because he actually needs her to weaken these untransformed Lagoons. And it just goes to show, like, a fully forged iron knife has 7 mites. A default hand axe has 9 mites.
Yeah.
And it's more accurate. Knives are pretty bad in this game.
More accurate and a lot more units to use them.
Yeah.
It is nice that you have thieves that can fight somewhat effectively.
Sort of.
For the first chapter.
A little bit better than in some previous Fire Emblem games, but that's not their forte.
So yeah,
Like,
this
yeah.
chapter is kind of useful for Jill because the strategy is just toss Jill and have her kill like 90% of the Lagoos. But it's also a good time for her to get a lot of experience because remember she has Paragon, which doubles the experience she gets.
Yeah.
So it's very
Jill
nice.
is basically doing her best Har impression.
Yeah, she's pretty much mini Har.
Yeah, she's the same class. She has a slightly lower strength cap, slightly higher
Well,
speed, and a couple other stats are
yeah.
slightly different. I think skill and...
She's a Wyvern Rider. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Well, in storyline, she is a Har's apprentice. Or
Sort
something
of,
like that.
yeah. Like Har worked for like her dad or something like that.
Yeah, Har owed a favor or something like that.
He was the lieutenant to their father, essentially. Though he's ranked to captain.
Yeah, Path of Radiance has sad storyline for Jill.
Yeah.
Well,
Jill.
that's spoilers from the first game.
All right.
Regardless, Jill is very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of those units where like it's really worth putting all your resources into her because she gives you so much return in the long run. Like you see right now, I put in all my resources from part 1 into her. I'm going to be using more resources onto her, and it's so worth it because she's basically soloing the rest of the game for this team.
Okay, thankfully that tiger died this time while I practiced.
Yeah.
What happened then?
So Zyhark has a chance. I mean, there's pretty much no chance of Zyhark dying actually, even if he gets hit by everything, thanks to transfers.
yes.
Without transfers, he actually can actually die. So, and I'm not going to bother healing him because even though these Lagoos can really easily kill him, they're going to target the Black Knight, which they can't do anything to. I don't know why. They really hate the Black Knight.
Not great.
They really hate the Black Knight, so...
And what you saw there was he went after Mordecai, but Mordecai just kind of ran away instead of dying. That's because they don't want you to have to worry about killing units that are unique that you can use with other factions in those
Right.
chapters.
You essentially can't kill your own units if you're not controlling them.
Yeah, so like this is the first chapter where you can fight other units on other teams that you used to have control over, so... Yeah.
And we'll have control over again.
So, we could probably read out a few donations here.
Alright, sounds good. We have $10 from Bowie. Says, hi, gentle folk of RPGLB. Bowie here to say... Bowie here? That was me. Bowie here to say a huge well done to the effort and dedication you have all put into this event. Hope it's a hugely successful and a lot of money is raised to aid Nami in their endeavors. Want to put $5 towards naming the boy in Secret of Mana Oliver, and $5 to the sprite being called Alex. Thanks again, all. Okay, Master Kratos, 27, gave $10 and said, hello, just wanted to donate some money. I hope this marathon is an awesome one. I almost forgot it was on, my apologies. Yeah, shame on you. Thanks for speedrunning these great games, and since Kirby is opening, I'd like to wish him good luck, and of course everyone else who is running. Hoping the Demon Rush gets a world record run due to being the best RPG of our time. Bro Sencha, you got this.
Thanks a lot, Master Kratos.
Oh, watching Sid's reaction is just great.
Yeah, Sid's kind of at the hosting station, donation station, and
He's tech
right now. It's pretty funny looking at his face.
his job.
Alright, so that's the end of that chapter.
Hey, thankfully the chapter's done.
So, this chapter is survive for 12 turns. Guess what? There is no alternative goal! So what we are going to do is survive for 12 turns. There's no way around it.
Thankfully there's not as much enemies doing stuff in this. Yeah.
So, although there are a few things I'd like to point out before giving Rosenshia the mic. Basically, the strategy for this chapter is, well, you can't lower the turn count. So you basically want to kill enemies that move around and make sure that they can't reach your base units, I guess.
Yeah, it's basically a game of cat and mouse.
And yeah, and you also want to play a game of cat and mouse for some other units near the end. So kind of lure them into the swamp because most footsie units on the swamp, they can only move like 1 or 2 spaces. So it saves time because they're moving only 1 or 2 spaces as opposed to like 5 or 6 or 7. So yeah, I'm going to be moving, next turn I'm going to move Titania to the left because there's going to be a few Wyvern Riders that are going to show up on the upper left corner and I want her to intercept them and kill them off. Also, I'm going to be recruiting 2 very useful units, Janeth and Oki. They're both Hawk units, and Hawks are very good in this game because they're very mobile, they have very high movement, they can fly, and they have Kanto, just like Har and Titania. They're basically Har. Well,
Never explain Kanto.
Yeah, Kanto is the ability that allows you to move after attacking. All mounted and flying units have it by default, except for Herons.
Yeah, Kanto has existed.
Herons, Race and Leanne do have Kanto.
Yeah, they're flying.
Yeah.
Right now. But before earlier games, you had Kanto before, but you can only use it after you don't. You can't use it when you attack. In this game, for whatever reason, they allowed you to Kanto after you attack, which just made knocking this even better.
So yeah, and now we're just gonna basically wait repeatedly. So can read several donations if you'd like.
Alright, we've got a few. We could always use a few more as well. $15 from Wimpage says, good luck with the run, Kirby, and please don't pull a Viking 12 on Ashura.
Okay.
Explanation.
For some backstory on that, Wimpage is a really he knows a lot more about Fire Emblem than me. You should follow him on stream, by the way.
Yeah, he ran this game at
HDQ, and it was a really good run. So he pulling a Viking. Viking was also a runner of this game and made like the base route for this entire run. So shout outs to him. It's kind of a joke because Viking had like a record run going, and then on the very last turn of the run, he just ended turn instead of attacked the Shara, and he game overed, I think.
Shara is the final boss, so
Yeah.
So he just ended his turn in front of the final boss, and straight up killing her.
It was pretty amusing.
He's had some very epic moments of rage too.
Yeah. Like you can find his YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/Fire Emblem Bits, one word. But if you're gonna watch some of his videos, I highly recommend you watch your headphones. But he has a lot of other good, useful videos for Fire Emblem speedrunning in general. So, Viking and Gwimpich have been very involved with running this game, especially. So, shout outs to both of them. Alright, so I guess another donation will work.
Perfect. Aster gave $10 and said, donating to save the save the units. Thank you. $15 from Kim. They said, I was contemplating whether to donate now or later for something else, but I decided to go for the early donation. I'm super hyped for this marathon. Been chatting around on Twitter about this for a while. My dream is to visit America and AGDQ or RPGLB sometime in the future and contribute to these awesome causes the way I love most, playing video games and donating money. Good luck to Kirbymastah for his run. Do not let those Pegasus riders die.
Alright, so there's going to be a lot of things going on in this base here. So we're going to restock Har on a bunch of hand axes. He actually needs every single one of them. So we're also going to set up Janeth and Oki for later on in the run.
And you saw those hand axes still had a fair number of uses left. That's just because he doesn't want them to break for the reasons mentioned earlier. There's a breaking animation which costs time, and he might be robbed of an attack.
Just to wrap up that donation comment, money goes to Pokemon Shiny Starter, to the comment reader saying, Tortilla Tavatan, I guess.
What?
I don't know, but I like tortillas. And as Mr. Saturn says, good luck. Boing.
There's also a fun fact in that last chapter. You're facing the Dawn Brigade, so you have their units on the map. And if you really want to screw yourself over, you could use Hard to recruit Jill.
You do not want to do that.
You do not want to do that. I actually did that. It's like, yeah, you have Jill and overpowered units, but now...
I remember the first time I played this game, and I went up there, I'm like, I think this is going to be a recruitment. Battle save. Talk. Yeah, that's a recruitment. I don't want to do this. Reset.
Yeah. Pretty much. Hey, hard capped everything.
Barely. Alright, so this is another route chapter. So we're gonna see Har and pretty much kill everything.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of time for donations here.
Yeah, so for now, I guess explain the general strat, sort of. So we're gonna move Ike. Ike's gonna finish off this general with the Brave Sword. I'm gonna move Ranulf next to Ike. Because as you notice, I've been kind of switching between characters pretty quickly, and that kind of depends on like pressing X on certain characters, and it depends on the unit order in the game you have in each chapter. I have that memorized for every chapter, and you can use that to your advantage to swap between characters quickly. But the general gist is the unit order in this chapter is Ike, then Ranulf, then Har. I moved Ranulf because if I press X on Ranulf, then I switch to Har. And the cursor automatically starts on Ike at the start of every turn, so I can switch to Har really quickly. And I do that, I've done that already throughout the run, but I just haven't explained it. So, you'll notice that every time, at the start of every turn, the cursor will be on Ike. I'm going to move up the cursor up by 1, press X, and switch to Har really quickly. So, yeah. And there are also these meteors, these dark spots in the chapter. If you're on them, these meteors or whatever will hit you and take you 10 damage.
Lava rocks.
Yeah, and Har takes 10 damage from it. Oh no.
10 damage more than...
Oh no!
10 times as much damage as you take from all the enemies in this map.
So yeah, pretty much. And so, I'm basically just going to switch to a fresh hand axe at the start of every turn, because again, as mentioned before, I do not want hand axes to break in the middle of enemy phase.
Yeah.
And trying to plan around that is generally kind of risky because you have to take into account the chances for criticals and stunning saving. Stuns and crits can save like extra hand actions and stuff, so it's never going to be completely consistent how many you'll have left. So, great. And now, I'll probably read some donations here then.
Perfect. We've got a $70 donation from Anonymous. Send $10 each for Ayla's name to be Lily, Chrono to be Robin, Luca to be Emma, Marley to be Regina, Robo to be Henry, Frog to be Hook, and Magus to be Gold.
Once Upon a Time fan.
What's that?
Once Upon a Time fan.
Oh, I haven't seen that show. Cool. $10 from Matrix Aaron says, my first donation for RPG Limit Break. Hype. Knowing a bit about the suffering mental illness can cause, I can definitely say that Nami is a great cause. Putting this money towards Maids and Tales of Zillia because Maids. Do I really need to say more? By the way, just as a little bit more information, our charity is NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Every year, 1 in 5 American adults experience mental illness. Help raise awareness, break down obstacles, and improve the chance of recovery for the millions living with mental illness. This is something that we're trying to do here, and we're really hoping that, you know, this can benefit the world around us. Also, I want to give a shout out to the person who designed the layout for us. We're really happy about it. Megan Roach. She is a graphic designer. She has done a lot of work on logos, as well as different layouts for websites and for different publications. If you want, go ahead, go to her website, check her out. It should be meganroach.com.
This is a reminder to send in your donations on whether you want to save the units or not.
We're getting closer there.
Yeah, we're getting kind of
coming up soon.
It's like within like 10-15 minutes around.
Units are people too.
Well, not in this game. They're just
What?
They're there to be wasted and save us a minute.
No.
Are you saying they're just pixels?
If only you had Meg in your party, I would agree.
Oh man,
Shots fired. Poor Meg.
poor Meg.
Hey,
Meg VP.
Hey,
No.
Meg can be useful.
Oh no, 10 damage.
Fiona's a really sucky one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Fiona does come with a nice ability that you can take off her, so there's that.
Yeah, but she has 2 chapters dedicated to her. Why?
Like, just think about this. Meg shoved soft in part 1. Fiona had Savior and gave it to Har.
Yeah, I feel like kind of more. Like, you don't even need that Meg push.
Technically don't, yeah.
So she's really worthless.
Alright. So that's the end of that chapter. And that's the last time you'll see the Tomahawk being used as well. Because I had to use the Tomahawk because Har can't kill the boss with the normal hand axe. Again, assuming no crits or stuns. I should just say, if I say someone can't kill someone with something, that's assuming no crit or skill activations. So, yeah. Alright, so we're back to the units from part 4 with Jeffrey.
Part 2.
Part 2, yes. Part 2. And remember that Jeffrey needed opponent speed from leveling up?
Yep.
He did get that, which is nice, so I'm just going to promote him immediately. He's going to get plus 2 speed here. So maybe at 25 speed, and now he's going to be at 27 speed, which is just enough to quadruple attack the boss in this chapter. So, yeah. So, strategy in this chapter is pretty straightforward. I move Makalov to get out of the way of enemies, and I move Donved, or Devdon, to the top so a Swordmaster can't climb down there. Otherwise, I'm just going to have Jeffrey just plow through and just kill everything in the way.
Yeah. Generally, horse units aren't as mobile as
Flying units.
as hand units as well, because you can't climb up cliffs, of course.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there's no mountains.
Like, that's a disadvantage to being a grounded mountain unit with a horse. You can't go up ledges. And you also get a lot of movement penalties from deserts and forests and such.
And if you want to pick a nit on that one, realize that these are armored people on the horse's back, and the horses have barding. That's a fair amount of weight. They're not going to be jumping very high.
Then again, we had a wolf carry a huge armored black knight. So,
Yeah, just imagine a guy in armor riding a wolf that's about half his size. To be fair, she is the queen, but...
and she does have superhuman strength, so...
yeah.
it's like a paladin, except instead of a human and a horse, you have a black knight and a wolf.
Oh. I'm not gonna say anything.
Alright, so this boss is actually slightly scary because he has a base 22% chance to crit. So generally speaking, he has like 1 or 2% chance to crit Jeffrey, assuming he hits. So luck is because if Jeffrey has roughly 20 luck. Luck is a stat, kind of a jack of all trades stat. Each point in luck you have will increase your hit and avoid by 1 point, 1% or whatever. But it also decreases your enemy's crit rates.
Or the luck. Oh, too bad.
So like if my opponent has 25 crit rate and I have 20 luck, then the enemy will have a 5% chance to crit. So that will become important later on in part 4. Alright, so this is chapter 310. We're going to skip the base because we don't need to do anything here. And we're going to have Ike's group kind of protect Alencia's group, the group we just controlled with Jeffrey.
Ah, yes.
But they don't really need protecting because Jeffrey's kind of OP.
Yeah, so general story is nobles are evil.
Yeah, pretty much.
Most of them, anyway, except the ones who are established to be good by the previous game.
Yeah. And Alencia basically she wants to stop the war, so she lays down her weapon in front of the enemy, and then they just turn around and say kill her. So
Yeah.
you have to protect her.
So
At least, for the most part. Good.
The general
That's
gist
established
is-
by the last game, but that's spoilers.
So this probably could be the first time you're gonna see the green units actually be useful.
Sort of. Speaking of the green units, so like generally speaking, you want the green units to avoid as much combat as possible. So the green units AI is programmed to basically just go close to Alencia and just surround her.
Yeah, they just form a ball around her.
Yeah.
They're doing their job as a royal guard, actually.
They are doing their job. No complaints about that. So yeah. Another thing to point out about this chapter, again, strategy is simple. Har does the majority of the work. Titania cleans up after him. But this chapter is kind of interesting in the sense that pretty much every unit you see in the upper right corner, past the paladins, they do not move. They don't move at all. They will only attack you if you're right next to them, or in the case of two-range weapon users, exactly 2 spaces away from them.
Yeah.
And there's some enemies down below that have that same property. So I need to attack enemies in such a way that as many of them as possible will attack me during enemy phase, so I don't need to do as much during player phase. So in the next turn, I'm going to have Har attack the right general. That general does not move. Then I'm going to cancel him in between 2 other generals, so they will both attack him on enemy phase. There's also an archer right above one of those generals, so that archer will also attack Har during enemy phase. Titania, on the other hand, she's going to put herself between 2 generals and attack a bow paladin with a steel pole axe. The bow paladin does not move, so she wants to kill him, and she's going to station herself between the 2 generals, so they will attack her and suicide on her.
They're basically just impale themselves on her.
Yeah, pretty much. Too long don't read version. Have as many enemies as possible impale themselves on Har or Titania. So, and we see the green units just guarding Alencia.
Here comes the circling ball.
There you go. They're gonna ball up soon. Not quite a ball yet, but it's getting there.
They're getting there. Give them another move.
All right, so we're gonna attack the right general. Get this dude out of the way. Then cancel right here. Titania will attack this paladin. And leave herself in between here. So, also, I never really mentioned this, but kind of an interesting tidbit about strategy is Titania's been using Void's Steel Pole Axe and Killer Axe like the entire run so far. And it's kind of cool because like they both have different uses. So like the Killer Axe is generally more accurate, and it's also nice if you can't double attack. Like there was a mountain chapter where Titania was carrying Ike, so it's nice for her to have Killer Axe because she can't double anyway, so you might as well try to go for a higher chance to crit. It's also more accurate, which is why I use a Killer Axe on like sword-wielding opponents and such. But there are some enemies where she cannot kill with the Killer Axe, assuming no crit, so she uses a Steel Pole Axe. In the case, right in this turn, I use Steel Pole Axe because there are 2 generals she cannot kill with the Killer Axe. So it's basically accuracy and crits versus more power.
Someone in the chat's asking who's Meg.
Who's Meg? She's the Meg VP of the run. Come on.
Kirbymastah, you'll be happy. $27.50 from Anonymous says kill the units.
Yes!
Oh.
Not that Kirby deserves it, considering how much he loves those animals.
Yeah, I knew someone would bring that up. Alright. So, go ahead.
Oh, Phalix gave $25 and said, good luck to all the runners. Been waiting on this for a while and excited to get little to no sleep all week. Put this money to naming the favorite thing in Earthbound Skittle. Those are pretty good. I like it.
You should look forward to the Earthbound run. Dawn's pretty awesome.
So we pay out the donations, the bid war at the end of 313 or when it starts?
We should probably say at the start of 313.
Okay.
To keep a little bit of time for last minute ones. So,
Last minute refreshes.
so yeah, we have a few chapters left until I guess we cut off the donations for saving or killing the units.
So if you want to get in on that and make Kirby lose time, go ahead, donate right
Yes.
now. Yeah, it's
It's already started it, so.
Or if you want to save on 1 minute and watch them die and make Makalov sad. Like it's funny because like Makalov is deployed on that map where we kill the units, and his like
He has no
implied
line.
implied lover and also his sister die in front of him.
But he has no lines. He's totally oblivious to it.
Poor Makalov.
So here's we're showing that the green unit's actually doing stuff.
Yeah, Jeffrey actually kills stuff.
Hey, Jeffrey. You remember him, right?
Yeah, too bad we're not going to see him the rest of the game.
just so we know, it's dead even between kill and save.
Oh,
Really?
Yes. So if it's not met, do you just kill half of them? Like,
Save Ileana. That's all I care about.
Actually,
Oh man, I don't have cash
I
on me
a
though.
wallet here.
I do have some coins.
oh, he's got a wallet.
Does
Ooh.
anyone have
I
a
left my
coin I
wallet.
could
Oh, I
flip?
have it right here.
Does anyone have a coin I
I
can
got,
you
a,
can
I,
do that
got a
later.
Canadian, I got a Canadian quarter right here. So we'll let Canada decide.
All right. If it's still tied, I'm going to flip this coin. I'm going to say heads. They keep their heads. Tails. They end up on them in the mud, dead.
What if it lands somehow on the side on the carpet? Just somehow.
All right,
Then I flip for each of them.
All right. So something important to note. I went to a base compensation to get some money first because I really want money because the Grail mercenaries are kind of poor. But base compensations are no longer available after you go to advancement, so I do that first. Then once I enter advancement, Tanith just joined my party. Tanith is a really good Pegasus Knight, probably the best in the game, besides like Alencia if she counts. And so I want to use bonus experience on her right now. Now technically I could use this the next time I have access to these characters, but that next chapter is chapter 3E, hint hint, where we kill the units. And there's a lot of units on your team, because a lot of units just joining on that chapter, meaning the base will lag like crazy. So to avoid as much of that lag as possible, I dump all this bonus experience into Titania and Tanith right now, when there's fewer units in my team. So we're going to promote Tanith directly. And she's also not going to hit level 20 third tier. She's going to be putting in a lot of work in Part 4, but she's not going to be quite at the level of Har and Titania. So we're not going to like cap her out at level 20 with bonus experience. Instead, later on we're going to put Blossom on her to reduce the number of level ups she gets, because she's not going to hit level 20, so we want to cut down the number of level ups to save time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
she's not used nearly as extensively as units like Jill or Har, but she's very important in a few specific.
Nah.
Oh
Jesus.
man, this loading time, that was just really bad luck. I just lost like 4 or 5 seconds there.
There's luck with loading?
Yes!
Yeah, apparently. Apparently.
It's also important that he's playing on a black Wii because they have faster loading.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's
the newer
true.
version, Louise.
Yeah, like you lose like at least 2 minutes if you play on a white Wii versus a black Wii.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Oh, I guess I can't run this game then.
Seriously?
Yeah, it sucks.
Welcome to
Welcome
Superior Hardware.
Welcome to Fire Emblem.
It's why so many of us FF runners buy slim PS2s because they have faster loading times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
generally Slim PS2s are the fastest way to play PS1 games.
Also, some PS2 games run faster.
Yeah. Just Superior Hardware.
Alright, so to comment on this chapter, we see Janet taking action here. He's really powerful, he's very fast, he's a flyer as well. He's gonna like kill everything at one range. Har and Titania targeted specific paladins that have 2 ranged weapons, so that they won't be left alive during enemy phase, because otherwise they would attack Janet at 2 range, and he can't counterattack.
By the way, Gwimpage says it's Tibarn, not Tiburn.
Whatever.
I say Tibarn as well, so.
I think it's mentioned in the voice acting sometime.
Is voice acting in this game?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, like in cutscenes.
In like,
Like
the
right at
intro
the
of
end,
each,
I think?
an intro between each chapter, basically. There's some voice acting. But who listens to that?
Casuals.
Some speedrun cutscenes.
We do have $40 from the Light Eagle. It says $20 to name Diablo 3 character as Sir Doof, and $20 to name Suikoden Castle as Doof Doof. Good luck with Rod. I'm noticing a trend here.
Alright. I did forget to mention something important about this chapter. So this is similar to a bridge chapter from Path to Radiance. You can make up this chapter.
Same bridge.
It is the same bridge, I believe.
It's set up a little different, but it is the same bridge, just going the opposite way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of hidden pitfalls that you can't see. Like right above, for example, that shine barrier right there, that yellow shining thing you see in front of the mage, the two spaces vertically above that are both pitfalls.
Yeah, so
you cannot walk through that.
You can't cross it from the bottom side. You have to go to the top. And
But-
they're just really jerk.
But you know, we're using HAR, we're using flying units, so and they can't fall into pitfalls.
Oh no,
Yeah.
1 damage rocks.
And in fact, if you put a flying unit over one of the pitfalls, then it becomes temporarily possible.
Yeah, you can walk over the
You
unit.
just walk over it.
As long as you don't activate the pitfall, you can technically walk over it.
I'm sure that's just a programming limitation, like it can't trigger the pitfall because that would trigger on a unit that's already there.
So technically, you never
The
go.
unit you'd have 2 units in the same tile.
Oh, well,
Well, he showed you something earlier that maybe change that.
we'll see what happens later.
What happens?
If we have
it's
time?
it's a secret to everybody.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Alright, so again, this is a siege chapter, so we pretty much just have HAR carry Ike all the way across. Janet's role was to kill a few units and get Leanne to safety, because she was kind of in a dangerous spot. HAR, some kind of minor optimization to point out, because those are kind of cool in my opinion. I'm gonna have HAR attack the boss from 2 spaces below, but there's also a hidden coin there, so I'm gonna move him away from that spot after he kills the boss. Because I don't want to get coins because it wastes time. So.
You've already seen him get a couple anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because they're there.
And Ike will seize, but before he seizes, I'm going to have him equip an Iron Sword. The reason being, the Ragnar gives you a default, gives you a +5 bonus to defense. And I need to kill Ike in a chapter.
Yeah.
I do not want that to be defense bonus.
Surprisingly, he has units stronger than Ike.
Yeah, so
I wonder who it could be.
I wonder.
So it's just this chapter and then the cutoff for killing.
Not this chapter yet. So
The one after.
we have about 5 minutes to get your donations in.
Didn't you say beginning of 313 though?
Yeah, next chapter is 313.
So
Yeah.
hurry!
Sorry, that sounds
Will they
exactly.
live or will they die? Or will the Canadians decide?
In Canada.
Right, so this chapter is kind of a really dull chapter and dumb chapter.
Yeah,
So
also,
your goal is to kill like 30 units. So, alright, so we're pretty much gonna have Jill just toss Jill in the middle of and have her kill everything and beat this in 1 turn.
on top of that, he put boots on Joe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so putting boots on a wyvern, on a dragon apparently makes them fly farther.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it's kind of funny. So, what you should note about the base is, no, Toronto does not need all 7 of those hand axes. It's just that I need extra hand axes in Convoy because I'm going to be running out and I need more for part 4. But Toronto also needs to have a hand axe equipped for this chapter because with a javelin he actually cannot kill the enemies he needs to kill. And hand axes are stronger and they have weapon triangle advantage in this chapter for the enemies that Toronto faces. So buying 14 hand axes and dumping them all into Toronto is the fastest way to accomplish both goals. Which is to get Toronto to equip a hand axe and to send a chunk to Convoy. So yeah. That's pretty much the only interesting thing about this chapter. So feel free to read some donations, but make sure if you want to save or kill the units, get your donations in now, because
Do
we're
it
going to
now,
cut them
yeah.
off soon.
End of this chapter, pretty much.
It looks like sacrificing them is 15 minutes behind saving
15
them.
minutes.
15 minutes?
Dollars.
Yo, please, sacrifice
Alright.
them. Save that 1
Now,
minute.
So we're already sleep deprived before the marathon started. This is going to be an interesting week.
how many of us actually got a good night's rest?
Not me.
So yeah, get that in. Also, remember the 2 prizes during this game. The first is the Fire Emblem poster, and the second one goes up through Castle of the Winds, the Elgato Game Capture HD. $5 minimum bid for the Fire Emblem poster, $15 minimum for the Game Capture HD. So feel free to send money to us, actually to the charity. Yeah, the charity.
Via us, kind
Via-
of.
Yeah, I guess.
It's directly to them. We just.
Well,
We have time for one more donation, I think.
All right.
One quick one.
Someone asked who are the weakest characters in the game. Yeah. Generally, it's Meg, Fiona, and Liar. Oh, Liar.
I'm waiting
Sad
for this
you.
to refresh. Meanwhile, don't forget the Yeti is selling some T-shirts. We have a fantastic Chocobo Taxi one that's on their front page right now. $3 of each T-shirt that is purchased will go to the charity as well. So that's another fantastic way that you can help donate and also get some pretty awesome shirts. Like most of the shirts that we have that are for games are from the Yeti. Like seriously.
Yeah, it's basically a lot of shirts from them.
I have a bunch of them. I'm not. This one obviously is not one of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Plenty of us have been in past marathon, so.
yeah.
Alright, so this chapter is almost done, so we're going to be cutting off the donations soon. Like, very soon. So get your donations in now.
Yeah.
Now.
If you hear this, it's probably too late because Twitch delay.
No, you have a little bit of time.
When you
Yeah.
start the mission, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, so at the start, in the base of the next chapter, what I did way back in part 1 was I gave Philip Edward's inventory, which I never mentioned because, like, it's gonna be hard to keep track of everything I say. But so the reason for that is I'm gonna go to a base conversation, and he's gonna get a Tempest Blade, and I'm gonna send it to Convoy because his inventory's full. Oh, by the way, we're killing Peleus. Bye.
Yeah. He will waste time if you don't.
Yeah, he'll actually waste like a lot of time. So, Tempest Blade, send it to Convoy.
Yay.
That's a very important weapon for part 4. Oops, I made a mistake.
You didn't.
No, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I can just go back to base. So.
So now we're maxing out. Wait, she didn't reach max.
Nah, she usually hits level 19 with this.
19 and 11.
But she's gonna hit level 20 because she kills Ike. So.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Ah.
You may have been able to guess it anyway.
Yeah. So yes, this chapter has 2 different goals. One, survive for, what was it, 8 turns?
Defend 12 turns.
12 turns? Yeah,
10 or 12 turns. I
Hold the
forgot.
line
Something
for
like that.
many turns.
Hold the line, yes. Or you could kill Ike, which for most players is unthinkable.
Yeah. Alright, so what you should talk about that, Archer.
The 313 Archer is infamous for people who played this game. He's, first of all, he's actually a sniper.
Yeah, so there's this Archer right here. This guy is... Wait, yes, this guy. This guy is
Sniper.
pretty awesome. He uses this ballista and kills like 3 Lagoos.
Yeah, he will kill.
And then some Lagoos will show up here. He'll just jump down there and
Yeah.
fight them
He
and
jumps-
kill them, actually.
He jumps to a pit with I think 2 tigers and a cat. He'll actually just murder them all.
Who's gonna tell us whether the group we kill or don't kill?
Roshan should have this post.
Alright, so I guess we're gonna
Cut donations,
Cut
cut
donations,
donations,
cut
cut
donations, cut
donations.
donations, cut donations.
So do we kill
Just
it?
refresh and check.
Save the unit.
Yeah. The page is unresponsive.
Oh, great.
Oh, great.
That's why.
I need to check the page.
Right, so we were breaking Bola around because he can. Ike is blocked off by a bunch of Lagoos, but they're untransformed, so Volo can just shove them out of the way.
Yes,
and
thankfully.
Open the path for Jill to go ahead and kill Ike.
Yeah, also Lagoos gain weight when you transform them.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's harder to shove them.
Yeah, it's easier for them to
Lagoos are kind of unique in that normally you can't shove mounted units, but Lagoos can shove mounted units. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, you don't really see that in the speedrun, but it's something to keep in mind.
That's 65 for yes right now.
And
55 for no.
So,
Oh.
wait, kill that? Yes for
For
kill,
save?
or yes for save?
saving.
Yes to sacrifice.
Yes to sacrifice.
I believe yes is sacrifice.
Sacrifice units in E3.
Oh.
Yes.
65 for yes.
Ah, you win.
Yes.
Canadian quarterback.
Canadians have no choice now. They'll
You got
die.
any Canadians in here? Oh wait, Tide's Canadian.
They either learn how to fight or die.
Well,
Also Kabahi.
This space is annoying because there's so many units on your team now, and it lags like crazy. Okay. That's decent.
The pure water is
Yeah.
going to be important later.
Could you explain what it does right now?
Yeah, it increases a unit's resistance by an amount that decreases over a period of, I think, 3 turns. And resistance is also how you resist. That stat is what allows you to resist status effects like sleep.
No, they know about the units for sacrificing, so they're in honor. At least name Ileana.
Nah.
Ah.
Right. At least in other games, it's +7 resistance, and then that number decreases by 1 until each turn until it's down to 0. 0 bonus.
Yeah. It rarely matters by the time it starts wearing out for a lot of people, but...
So, if you haven't noticed by now, he's losing the time he's gonna save later on anyways, just naming these things.
Oh yeah, by the way, you can use the C-stick to go back and forth like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Where's the exclamation point? Here it is. For Nami!
One more exclamation point, good, just put the number 4 there, and with the space.
And these 2 forge hand axes are for Jill. So pretty much everything I'm doing in the base here is set up for part 4. So Pure Waters, all the forges, they're all set up for part 4. So I also sold a bunch of coins. Could you explain why?
Because coins are used in forging. They can give you a random chance to buff the item in some way. Now, that's completely unnecessary because he knows exactly what he needs from those items, and it takes time to use the coin. So, coins are actually dead weight. They cost time for no real gain.
So that's another reason why I really wanted to avoid that coin a few chapters ago with Har, because that just means another coin is sold.
Extra text boxes.
So yeah. Oh, so hey Astrid, you're gonna rescue Ranulf to reduce your speed. So we are sacrificing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Jack, get your Bible thumbs ready.
Get your Bible thumbs ready.
For only Ileana, don't care about the rest.
So to explain this chapter again, so in case you missed the explanation, there's this blue number at the upper right corner. The goal is to have 80 kills on the map. This includes red units, your own units, and green units. So with the optimal strat, you're left with 77 kills, which loses 1 turn. So I'm going to kill off 3 of my own units to save that turn. So say goodbye to Marcia. Don't worry, she'll carry Path of Radiance. No! Astrid, why?
She lives anyway!
Astrid lives! No!
She's defying you.
But yeah, so this chapter has a lot of interesting things, even though it's ridiculously long. So we're going to be using Ike, Har, Tanith, and Titania to carry the majority of the chapter, to kill everything. Ike will take care of the paladins in the upper left corner. Tanith is going to be helping out the Hawks and kill the paladins that will show up in the bottom right corner. She also is using the Horse Lair, which if you may recall, we got that in the chapter 2-3 base. The first chapter we had Jeffrey use.
I think it's pretty descriptive.
So, yeah, it's self-explanatory. You kill horses with it. And Titania will go straight through the middle and kill things in the middle. Har will go up ahead of her and kill things in the upper right corner.
Wait, you kill the horses, should they then turn into soldiers on the ground?
Technically, but it's Fire Emblem. But yeah.
It's Ike. I think he can cut through both of them at once.
He's a horse layer?
No, Titania is using the Horse Layer. But Ike is using a Ragnall, which is like
hey,
good enough
Screamer.
anyways. Hey, Screamer, you actually killed something. So, oh yeah, Sigrun is another pick. She's probably the worst one in the game because she has like almost worse base stats than Tanith and terrible growth, and she's a higher
Not
level.
Marcia, who you just killed?
Surprisingly, no. Marcia is,
Yeah, she's a pretty good unit.
if you put resources into Marcia, she ends up pretty good. Not Sigrun.
You just don't have the time or
Yeah.
motivation to put resources in.
So, Sigrun, her role is to rescue a hawk. So that cuts down green unit movements, and also increases the chances of a green hawk dying because there's less of them now. It means which is good because war units dead.
You want dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, the counter right there on the top right.
So I just have to remember to move Sigrun during turn 2, otherwise she'll get attacked, double attacked by Stormmaster and die. And Sigrun dying is game over.
That's why you sent Astrid forward.
Yeah. Here you go. Kill this dude. Bye. Tana's gonna help out the Hawks a bit, take out the hand axe user. So now Har is gonna use the Pure Water because there is a sleep staff user. Accuracy of status saves, particularly sleep, the accuracy of it decreases if your target's resistance is higher. So if the target's resistance is high enough, which indicates it is with the pure water for Har, then the priest will not try to cast Sleep on Har at all, because he will not hit Har. He's not going to bother. So that's why I use the pure water to eliminate the chance of Har being put to sleep. Otherwise, we'll have like 20 enemies attack Har, hit him, and he's just not going to do anything, and that's bad. So yeah.
You want him to counterattack those enemies.
Yep. So another important role to point out is we have Heather deployed in this map. She has two purposes in this run. One was giving pass to Titania. Her other role is to get a hidden rescue staff in this chapter. The rescue staff is a staff where you can pretty much teleport a distant unit next to you. Oh, by accident. Dude, that was overkill. Anyways, the rescue staff...
See hard.
Yeah.
The rescue staff is used... It has 3 uses, and it's used throughout part 4. And it's very important to get. Now, the chances of finding an item, a hidden item, is your skill percent, plus your biorhythm bonus. So Heather has 21 skill. So by default, she has 21% chance to find an item. She's a thief, and thieves get a plus 60% bonus. So she has an 81% bonus to find a weapon.
Plus biorhythm.
It's now we include biorhythm. Biorhythm's kind of a dumb system where you get character has like emotion or something, and it goes up and down every turn. Your lower your biorhythm means your accuracy and avoid and skill activation rate goes down. If it's high, then accuracy, avoid, and skill activation rate goes up. This also affects your ability to find hidden items. So if you're at best biorhythm, you will get a plus 20% bonus to find the chances of finding a hidden item. If you're at worst, it'll go down by 20%. So, by default, Heather's going to be at worst biorhythm when she tries to go for the rescue staff, meaning her chances of getting the rescue staff is 61%, which is not exactly that reliable. So I'm going to be so Terrans have more uses than just using Vigor. Racin, in particular, is high enough level to have something called Bliss, which caps out your biorhythm. So I'm going to be using Bliss with Racin on Heather in turn 4, I think. And so Heather will have best biorhythm by the time she goes to get the rescue staff. And her chances of finding it is over 100%, so it's a guarantee.
And he just wants to make sure that the enemy units are out of the area because Racin and Heather could not stand up
No,
against
they
them.
cannot. They're both very weak. So.
You don't want Heather to die, but she's carrying important items at that
Yeah.
point.
Now Har's gonna kill this dumb jerk with the sleep staff. Titania was gonna use the hammer. Right here, and now I'm gonna move Heather up. And end turn.
I want to remind some people that there are some donation incentives coming up. First, character names for Diablo 3. Sir Doof is leading at $45. After that, Pain Chocolat and Chocolatine. Remember, top 2 names will be used. Second is there's a secret area. I'm sure no one's heard of this with Diablo 3. And they will go visit the secret area. So get your donations in for that. For the secret area, we've got $70 out of $200. So it's only $130 off. That's coming up fairly soon after this run, Diablo 3.
And you want to see a secret area.
Do I really?
Yes.
Alright,
Sid's
so.
just sitting there with a poker face on.
Alright, so there's one thing I want to mention. So I mentioned Blossom is a skill that decreases the amount of experience you get. So Tanit's not going to get very many level ups. It saves time. But Blossom also increases your growth rate, sort of. So what happens with Blossom is, if you miss getting a level up in a stat, the game rolls another number and gives you a second chance. So you basically have 2 chances to get a stat up in every stat. Meaning Tanit's growths are pretty much OP, except she didn't get strength this time, strangely enough. But yeah. So that just saves time, because Tanit's not a unit that's going to hit level 20 in the end. But she's going to be putting in a lot of work in part 4. So each level up costs around 4.5 seconds. So if you reduce that, we save time. But Blossom itself takes some time to get, so ultimately we save roughly 5 seconds. Yeah, every bit counts. Also, we're gonna go ahead and recruit Jill. Hi, Jill.
Hi, Jill.
Hey, Jill.
Help us kill people you just want.
Yeah,
right now.
she's a lot more effective at helping you kill things here than she is at being killed, so...
Yeah.
On top of killing units that you're allied with.
Yeah.
A lot better at killing units that she was allied with.
Hey, that's smart. Sorry, Micaiah. I'm going backward now.
Hi, Meg! Hi, Meg! That's Meg.
That's Meg right there. So we're gonna use Bliss on Heather, and she has at best Biorhythm, and I'm gonna get the Rescue Staff next turn. So.
And voice acting would beg for again.
Would Meg for again.
Would beg for again.
You're gonna make for it.
Meg for it.
Oh.
Alright. So we can probably squeeze in one donation here. Or two.
Alright, let me go ahead and refresh it. I know our Wi-Fi stopped working for a second there, so I wasn't seeing anything.
Yeah.
So,
And-
dude, everybody watching is so awesome they broke the Wi-Fi.
It looks like we have a lot of donations coming in, but I don't see a lot of comments here. But let me go ahead and say we're at $1,200 right now. Which frankly is pretty awesome. Our goal is $30,000 for the charity for this marathon. And we're really excited about this. We think we can make that. We think we might be able to make it a little bit more. Every donation helps. Shirt donations haven't come in yet though, so I expect we'll be seeing those later. So please get donations in. I want to read stuff to you.
I'm gonna read stuff to you.
Yeah.
Now Chad's talking about who's the worst trader in the game.
This is the last turn, so yeah, we're gonna be done with chapter 3. This is like the longest chapter in the game. So
Yeah.
Part 3.
yeah, this is the last chapter of part 3, so we're gonna enter part 4. Part 4 is where all of your controlled units, plus a few new ones, are gonna join forces. But then the game's like, oh, we want you to split them into 3 groups. So I'm gonna split them into 3 groups. Each group will have 2 chapters. Most of these chapters will be route maps, so they're gonna be pretty long.
By the way, if you notice the 2 characters that he let live at the end of this map are the 2 characters that will pretty much kill you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Taranio and Nyla, who pretty much been using forever.
Well, you could hammer Taranio, but
Oh,
it's
so
easier to
you
listen.
can kill Taranio, but he does have
Yeah.
resolve, so it's just like, not reliable.
Worth it.
Right, so Ike is finally gonna get promoted, and he's gonna become super OP.
Yeah.
Man.
He lifted.
He really went heavy lifting.
Yeah.
His Aether skill is 2 consecutive finishers. It's Soul and Luna.
Yeah.
So if the first one deals extra damage and heals him, the second one deals extra damage and ignores the enemy's defense.
Yeah. Sadly, they nerfed it in this game, for the most part.
I don't remember what his skill activation is. I think his activation rate's like skill over 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. Which is funny because you're supposed to have that at the end of Path of Radiance, but you just forget it or something?
Yeah,
I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Well, he gives up Ragnell too, so I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it. But he gets Ragnell back first, so.
Well, he might not have it in Path of Radiance, and he'd be using full control.
That is true. And some strats would use Wrath Resolve combo instead of Aether.
In this Path of Radiance speedrun, you put Wrath and Resolve on Ike. So, if you recall, Wrath is a skill in both this game and Path of Radiance, where if your HP is low enough, your crit rate goes up by 50%. Resolve is a skill in both games as well, where your stats get boosted if you're at below a certain amount of HP. They're both a lot better in Path of Radiance in this game. They were kind of nerfed in this game. But generally speaking, what happens is, in Path of Radiance, if you have Ike as both Wrath and Resolve, and he goes below 50 HP, his crit rate goes up by 50%, his strength goes up by times 1.5, so does his speed and skill, I think defense too.
Yeah.
So he becomes ridiculously powerful. And you use him to fight Ashnard because spoiler alert, Ashnard's the final boss of Path of Radiance. But Ike is the main boss killer for Ashnard, because Ashnard can reliably get Ike down into Wrath HP in 1 hit, and then Ike will just kill him on the counterattack, because he'll double attack, crit, and just slaughter him.
So now we actually have control of Grimir, so he's not as stupid.
Except he still is stupid, because
He's
Grimir
not-
needs to get strength and speed, but his goals are pretty bad in those. He needs at least a point in strength to be able to one-hit KO certain Swordmasters the next time you use him. And he also needs some extra speed to be able to double attack certain warriors in the next time you use him. Again, it's not a big deal if he misses them, it's just like an extra turn that's not too big of a deal in the Desert Chapter, but it's still annoying.
Going back to skills though, none of them were nerfed harder than Vantage.
Oh, Vantage was nerfed hard.
Vantage was you get your first counter attack before the enemy attacks you in Path of Radiance, and now it's just a skill % chance to do so, but also affected by Biorhythm, I believe. Most of those things are.
Pretty much every skill activation in this game is affected by fire rhythm. Most of them.
Alright.
By the way, we had $100.
Hey! Go ahead.
Oh.
You
We had a $100 donation from Vold Edon, which was for the Diablo 3 secret area. And he said, "So yeah, just to be clear, this will be happening."
I will.
Wait.
Bug gave $25 and said, "Let's go to our happy place."
Alright, so if I could change, since my runner's choice doesn't matter anymore, maybe I could switch that to the secret area in Diablo.
Okay,
That's
so
gonna get that soon though, so.
Kirby runner choice will go to secret area as well. Great, great, great.
Yeah. So,
Kirby, I love you.
alright, so in part 4, again, we have a lot of route chapters, but we also get a few new units. We mentioned Skramir, he's a kind of a Lagoose Royal, except not as good, but he's still stronger than everyone else.
He's just.
He's a prince, so I guess he's powered accordingly.
But he cannot form shift. Form shift is a skill that, like, most Lagoose Royals mean they can just shift at any time and they don't have a Lagoose gauge. They just stay shifted.
Basically, if you're the leader, you are powerful enough to stay transformed at all times.
Which we saw Nyla do in part 1. Nyla is a Lagoose Royal with form shift.
Yes.
So is Naysala, this bird right here. He is probably the fastest character in the game.
He's also probably the... Oh,
He's also kind of the weakest
Yeah.
Royal, which isn't saying much because he's still freaking strong.
Yeah. He's just not as good in this game because you get every other royal.
Yeah. Oh, and he's also the only Lagoose Royal who doesn't have his strike capped. So like he's actually at S strike with his talons, but you can raise that to SS strike, whereas Tibarn.
I guess it's reasonable within the storyline because he's supposed to be a coward.
He's also supposed to be weaker than Tibarn story-wise, so that kind of makes sense.
Sacrifice Meg over and over. Best run ever. Thank you, Quimpage.
Again, as I mentioned, a lot of part 4 we're going to be targeting priests because they don't attack during enemy phase. So we would need to use some player phases to kill them. We're going to use donates to kill Yuma.
Well, you just broke up donate more.
Donates! Go
donate
donate!
hand axes for Nami or something like that.
hand X.
For Nami!
Dude, donating is putting in a lot of work.
Donating already kills the 3 units.
You sacrificed 3 units. What more do you want?
So this should be the last turn of this lengthy chapter, and we have 4 more lengthy chapters like this.
Yeah.
This is kind of the long stretch.
The desert chapter.
Yeah. Luckily, the 4E chapter is like the funnest in the game, in my opinion. So
It's not a Fire Emblem game. You don't have a stupid map with a very big desert.
Oh, hey, Soth's gonna get promoted.
Yay!
Oh no!
He lost luck!
So, something to note: Soth as a rogue tier 2 unit, his luck cap is 40. As a Whisper, as a tier 3 unit, his luck cap is 35. So if he has more than 35 luck, he's gonna lose luck upon promotion.
Turning game blessed by gods makes you unluckier.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna give Savage to Nyla because she's gonna carry Raphael later in the run. We're gonna set up Jill's inventory to get everything from chapter 3E. Give her a pure water as well. And Bryce will be seeing some use.
Rice? Chris.
Whatever.
He's not something you eat. Oh, he's a priest, so you do eat him.
Alright.
I thought it was Reese, but whatever.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Just give me the Japanese name.
I'm gonna stuff. Hold on. Should be okay.
Sadly, one of the things they did in this game from Path of Radiance to Radiant Dawn. In Path of Radiance, mages were ridiculously powerful. In this game, they are almost worthless.
Yeah, they're pretty crap. Shit. Oh, here.
Come on!
Sorry.
Where's the swear jar?
We need one.
So I freaked out because I thought I moved Titania into a warrior in the dark. Fortunately, I didn't. Because if she doesn't attack that warrior, that wastes a crap ton of time. Because I really need him to be out of the way. So, but another annoying thing is like if in the Fog of War, Titania has pass, so she's supposed to be able to go through enemy units. But if she bumps into an enemy unit in the dark, she gets blocked anyways. It sucks, but yeah.
Well, how are you supposed to pass through things you can't see?
So yeah, go into chapters to route again. So Ike, Jill, Titania is going to be putting in a lot of work. These 3 warriors do not move, by the way. So I put Ike in between 2 of them, so they attack an enemy face, and Jill will kill the other one and cancel appropriately.
Well, thankfully they're all spread out, so you can actually just send units to pretty much everywhere in the map. And unlike having them in like a giant ball where you just slowly make your way across it.
Alright, so Kieran and Makalov are actually putting in a bit of work. Makalov has a brave sword now. And remember, you cannot double attack inanimate objects.
He's avenging his sister and his lover.
Yeah, he's taking out his vengeance on a sandbag.
Yeah, those sandbags get in the way of enemy units, which for a defend map you'd think would be good, but, well, you want to kill them.
Yeah, enemy units like to target sandbags instead of your own units.
Yeah.
So you want to get them out of the way.
Sandbag can't fight back, so...
Yeah. So if I didn't take out that sandbag, then a few units will attack the sandbag instead of Nyla.
Where's a home run bat when you need it?
Yeah. He's playing Smash Bros. Now.
Alright, so one more thing to note. We need to pay attention to Ike's level ups. His level ups matter a lot throughout part 4. That's
really
good.
Speed, nice.
That was really good. So he needs to have 32 strength and 34 speed for the Black Knight fight. The Black Knight has 30 speed, and Ike needs at least 32 strength to kill him, kill him in 4 hits at minimum. So Ike's speed growth is not very good. It's like 30.
Yeah, that's one of the nerfs to him.
Yeah.
So like even though his like starting stats are absolutely amazing, his growths are actually not that great.
He used to, in Path of Radiance,
it's kind of the opposite.
Yeah, kind of low bases, but he starts as a level 1 unit and has amazing growth pretty much across the board.
Yeah.
Like in this game, he's kind of more extreme. Like he has really high strength and skill, but everything else is kind of meh.
Oh, when you're pretty much the strongest warrior in the land, how much better can you actually
like yeah, so like, but as in Path of Radiance, he starts off pretty sort of not that great, but he gets better and better and better.
Remember, you gotta shout your attacks.
So let's see if he gets speed again.
What?
Wow. Of course, in a marathon setting, he gets speed, but that's fine.
He still needs 2 strength though.
Strength isn't as big of an issue.
He needs to lift more.
By the way, secret area with Meta Sigma during Diablo 3 is met.
Next! What's the next donation incentive?
The very hard boss on Dragon Warrior fighting the Dragon Lord at level 18 is one of the next ones.
Set it to that.
Okay. There are also the character names for Diablo 3. So anyone can still go after those. It looks like we still have... it's anyone's game, you know. If you want to put a little money towards it, you might be able to nab it. Also, there's a Puff Puff message from Dragon Warrior. I don't know what that is.
That's what I think it is.
Well, it was originally censored in North America, so there's that. On the NES version.
I can see Churlu spamming right now. So now you want it.
Alright. Probably squeeze in one more donation before the next chapter starts, if there's any more.
Alright, looking. We have a lot. Okay, here we go. We just have a lot of donations coming in, it looks like, without any comments. So thank you for giving me a comment, JLo7. $5 says, RPGLB hype. Been excited for this event since I first heard mention of it on one of Plexel's streams months ago. Good luck to all the runners. May RNGesus be kind and all your attacks be criticals. This goes to Diablo 3 secret area because that must happen. And I think that donation is what put it over the top, so thank you.
Please put comments on there. We want to hear what you guys think, what you guys want to say, and it gives the host something to do.
So, we're going to remove Renewal because it wastes time with animations, and Mercy is a skill where you cannot kill anyone. And we want Alicia killing people.
I abused that in my run where I basically just gave her infinite experience.
And Tanis is going to take the Tempest Blade that Edward got a while ago. Tempest Blade is a really powerful 1-2 range weapon. It's just a very powerful weapon.
She can't use it though.
Yeah, she, by default, can't use it, but she can use a Storm Sword. Yeah. She can use a Storm Sword, which is 1 rank lower. And we're going to increase her sword rank in this chapter. So she can use the Tempest Blade to take out certain enemies that she otherwise can't take out.
Here's Tibarn, who's also in the top of the power level discussions.
Yeah. So this chapter is probably one of my favorites in terms of routing because you use a lot of units that you have never seen throughout the run. Like, you've barely seen Tanith, you haven't seen, like, anyone else use. You've seen Rayson more often than all of these characters combined.
Yeah. That's sad.
And now you get to see Alicia actually fighting, and her weapon, Amiti, is a high damage, brave weapon with infinite uses.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
Fitting for a roll weapon.
Alright, so I guess I'll explain each character's role in this chapter. So Tanis is going to be doing the majority of the work. She has the best stats, and she with access to 1 to 2 range. Tibarn and Oki cannot attack at 2 range, so their uses are limited in this chapter. Alencia will be taking care of the bottom right area, and the generals as well. Oki will be helping her out clean up the bottom forest area, and Tibarn will be cleaning up after Tanis, basically. So Oki's role is really interesting. Janeth is typically a better unit than Oki, with his better offensive stats, but Oki has a skill called Vigilance. This gives him plus 20 to avoid, which is very important in this chapter because it means every enemy he faces besides 3 units have 0% hit rate on him. 2 of those enemies that can hit him have like 10 or less hit rate on him. So, and they don't really do that much damage. The only thing he needs to worry about is a crossbow user, which has a 20% hit rate, roughly. Crossbows are an interesting concept in my opinion. They give archers a 1 to 2 range weapon, and they're kind of weak generally, but they're also super effective on flying units that are not dragons. I have to clarify that.
Yeah.
Every unit I'm using here is a flying unit. So remember that if a weapon is super effective, the might triples. Well, crossbows, they're kind of weapons that they ignore your user's strength. So no matter how much strength you have, you'll do the same damage, but they have very high mights. So crossbows have like 28 might or 34 might, stuff like that. So if they hit a flying user, they'll have like 100 mites.
So you're
like that! So this is why... But it's okay, because Oki has enough health to like tank hits, actually. That's how OP Oki is. But he will die if he gets hit by an archer or a mage, but the chances are really low. But considering this is a marathon run, I will battle safe. And Alencia also attacked a crossbow user, but she has enough strength to kill it in 2 hits with the Amidi. And remember, it's a brave weapon basically, so she can hit him 2 times before he counterattacks. So she faces no risk of getting hit. Tibarn actually faces the biggest risk of getting killed, because although he can take 1 crossbow hit, he faces 3 chances of getting hit by crossbows. He cannot take more than 1 hit. Granted, the chances are pretty low. They have roughly 20-ish display hit rate on Tibarn. And if he does get hit, he has roughly a 50% chance of activating Havice, or however you pronounce it, which is a skill that just negates all damage.
Yeah.
So, but he faces 3 chances, so it's not incredibly rare for him to get hit at least once. So, something to discuss. This game lies to you about hit rates. So, when the game says like this attack has this much percentage, the game says like it rolls a number and then compares it to that number of hit rate. The game actually rolls 2 numbers, takes the average, and then compares that to the hit rate. So like, if you have like a 90% hit rate on an enemy, the chances of hitting the enemy is not 90%. It's more like 98%, because you have to roll 2 random numbers that are within the 80 to 100 range. Because the average of those 2 numbers has to be higher than 90. So what this means is that hit rates that are above 50% are actually higher than the game says. And hit rates below 50% are lower than the game actually says. Which it's good for you, because generally speaking, you're going to have higher hit rates, and the enemy will have lower hit rates. This applies to all the GBA Fire Emblems, and this game, and Path of Radiance. Which is why if you toss a speedy unit into a group of enemies, they'll tend to dodge everything, even though it just seems weird that they're dodging everything. Because like, lower hit rates have like a way lower chance than that game actually tells you. So, this does not apply to crit rates, by the way.
Yeah, crit rates only take 1 random number.
Yeah, I mean, the crit rates only activate if you hit in the first place. So that's something to remember. But
also, staff accuracy only uses 1 number.
Yeah. So we're gonna use. Tanis is now using the Tempest Plate. She got her weapon rank up, so she can use the Tempest Plate and kill these generals, because she actually can't kill them with any other weapon. Tempest Blade has, I think, 18 might, which is ridiculously powerful.
It's really powerful, doesn't have much accuracy.
Yeah, I think it has 55 accuracy.
Generals are not good at dodging.
Furthermore, something weird about this game is that your leader of the party has something called Authority Stars. Each Authority Star, for each Authority Star the leader of the party has, every unit on your team will get a plus 5% hit rate and avoid, I believe.
Wow.
So Tibarn has 3, I think. So everyone gets the default plus 15 to hit and plus 15 to avoid. Kaya has none, I think. Or maybe 1, I don't remember. So her team sucks.
Oh, that just makes the Dom game worse.
Yeah.
I think Ike only has 4 even, but the max is 5.
Max is 5. I think Tibarn has 3. I don't remember who has 5. But yeah, so this is really important because Tanis' hit rate with the Tempest Blade is actually kind of poop. So it really helps out with the Authority Stars.
Wow.
That is the magic of Blossom right there.
Now you seen it without Blossom.
Even with Blossom, you don't see that very often.
You don't. So now I'm going to use the spear because it's more accurate and I don't need a Tempest Blade anymore. The spear is another high-powered 1 to 2 range weapon. It's, I think 13 mites. So not as powerful as a Tempest Blade, but I don't need the extra power anymore, so I might as well go for the extra accuracy. It's not that much more accurate, but it helps.
Yeah, on top of that, Sage charges on the Tempest Blade, which might break.
The Tempest Blade isn't needed anymore
Yeah.
in the rest of the run, so yeah. Alright, so you can probably squeeze in one donation here.
Awesome. Nizma gave $15 and said, "Here's to an awesome marathon. I've been a big fan of C4L, and it's awesome that it keeps living on as RPG Limit Break. Also, I think Nami is a very good choice to raise donations for. As a person that is very close to me has borderline personality disorder, and in my opinion, it's very important that mental illness like that gets the attention they deserve. Please put this towards killing the animals. Wrong marathon. I mean, kill Boko. Greetings from Germany. Well, thank you very much. Also, as a reminder, this is to benefit the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They do a lot of advocacy, outreach. This is benefiting both the local branch as well as the national branch, and it's extremely helpful because it's a small charity. Every little donation that we get helps them quite a bit. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Alright, so this chapter is another route chapter. We're back to Mikaya's theme, where she's going to do absolutely nothing, and Hara's, Premier, and Isela will do the majority of the work. So you saw Nolan actually rescue Lara. That's actually kind of important, because there is an L-Sleep user. L-Sleep is a staff that can target up to 30 spaces away, which is kind of ridiculous. I don't know why they can't have that. But anyways, Lara is a magic user. If she's vulnerable, then that person will try to use silence on her. Oh, well, I mixed up silence, but you get the idea. And that wastes time because of animation. So I have Nolan rescue her, so I don't need to bother with the silence. There is an L-Sleep user, but he's going to use all 3 uses of sleep on, like, Nolan, Mordecai, Edward.
Useless characters.
Which I'm not going to use them anyway, so... yeah.
It's because of the priority going towards units that are easier to hit, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so low level at this point that no comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remove your last caster from the battlefield, they can't be hit by sleep. Or the other...
The
silence doesn't really have any effect on any other units besides mages or healers, so the AI just ignores them.
And that's also why I moved Micaiah to the very top, too, so she's barely out of range of the L-Silence staff. Sweet, that's nice.
Got the strength?
He got the strength, yeah, so he should be good. Alright, so we can probably read several donations here, because...
Desert map, nothing moves.
Desert map! Yeah.
Donations are a little quiet, but as a reminder, you can go check out the Yeti, one of our favorite companies in the world, maybe even in the universe. There are no companies outside the world, though, so it makes it easy for us.
You know about that.
The Yeti is selling some T-shirts. $3 of every sale goes, or of every shirt sold, goes towards the charity. So feel free to go, buy some shirts, be dazzling. We'd also like to thank all of our chat moderators, all of our Twitter workers, everyone who has helped contribute to this so far. Just looking at chat, y'all are pretty sane right now, so thank you. This is like one of the first Twitch chats where I've been like, yeah.
This is pretty evil.
Like, this is cool. It's kind of weird that you're sane, but yeah. So thank you everyone.
You should also plug in like some prizes and maybe future next runs.
Yeah.
Plug in like next runs, donation sends and prizes for those.
Oh yes, prizes! Oh my gosh, prizes! So Fire Emblem prize. There is
response right there.
Sorry, it took me a little while. There is a poster for Fire Emblem that if you donate at least $5 during this run, you have a good chance of winning that. You know, we'll randomly choose people after the marathon. So if you donate during this block, you will be eligible for that. Also, $15 or more, you will be eligible to win an Elgato Game Capture HD. That's up through tomorrow afternoon after Castle of the Winds Part 1. So be sure to watch out for that. Also, thank you for the people who submitted the prizes. I know Alec submitted one of those. Thank you.
Yeah, the poster.
He did the poster. I don't know who did the Game Capture HD, so thank
Elgato themselves, basically.
What?
Nice.
The company?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Nice.
Elgato.
Or at,
Meow.
least, or at least an employee at Elgato.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, employee, company, same diff.
I'm not sure what the official stance is on it, but yeah.
It's charity's cool.
Yeah.
That's my stance.
So shout out to them then.
So thank you for giving an awesome prize.
I should give away 2 of them too.
I kind of made a mistake in the start of this chapter. I'm supposed to use pure water on Ark first, but he took a magic hit before I got the chance to use pure water again, so he took a bit more damage than he should.
Does it really matter?
It actually does. He can actually die if he doesn't use pure water appropriately, if he gets hit by every magic attack. And a Tempest Blade user.
Oh.
And a boss.
Oh yeah.
He
Special
bases
thing
a lot of
about
magic.
special thing about the when the 2-range swords is that they're physical when you hit them from 1 range away, but they're actually magic attacks.
no,
Well, in this game, they're physical.
Oh, they're still physical.
Really physical, yeah.
Dang, never mind. Never mind. I just said I lied.
It's okay.
Yeah, they were magic in the previous one. And even in this game, they say that Mist Sword, the Florate, or Florate, I'm not exactly sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. It's supposed to go off magic according to its description, but it doesn't. Which just makes Mist worth
Wrong enemy.
even less.
No big deal.
Supposed to kill the archer.
Yeah, I was supposed to kill the archer, but it's not a big deal. Like, losing a turn on this map is not a big deal because there's no reinforcements.
Hard dying though. It's a big deal.
Hard dying would be a big deal. I may battle... I don't... He shouldn't die because I'm pretty sure he'll be fine, but I'm gonna battle him just in case something
Yeah.
goes wrong. Because I don't want to risk anything.
Yeah, you're basically just killing everything with the units. Only the units that can move. Everyone else. When is the Black Knight here?
This turn, I think. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. He kind of has like 2 move on his chapters. He's not gonna do much.
Yeah, he is wearing that huge armor. And everyone else is already dead.
Yeah. Thank you, Har, Nisala, and Skrimir. Weapon level up. Okay. For Nami! Kill the Kane!
Yes, we're killing the evil royals.
Yes, I was supposed to kill that archer so Har can go squeeze in between the 2 generals, but... And the generals don't move. So... But it's not too big of a deal, really. Again, there aren't any really reinforcements.
Oh, you went for Skrimir. That's good.
There aren't really any reinforcements in this chapter. At least on the turn after I'm supposed to finish it, so it's fine. He went for Skrimir because... Wait a second. Normally goes for Har. Whatever. No big deal.
It helped.
Whatever.
Maybe it's because he used the pure water later than usual.
It might be.
Maybe.
Man. Bye.
For
Nami!
Cancel. Nami's helping out with those cancels, man. Saving frames.
Alright, and that's the desert chapter. So,
Yeah.
chapter 4-4 is a very dangerous chapter.
And there's a bunch of loot hidden in the desert that he just doesn't care about.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
it's
Fire
always-
Emblem game. There's always these.
As well as a character that
Yes.
also appeared in the
Definitely.
desert.
Yeah, it's again,
From the
Steph.
Path
His name is
Radiance.
Stefan. He's a True Blade or a 3rd-tier Swordmaster.
Pretty
You
good,
recruit
but
him.
has really low luck.
He just joined so late to be useful, really.
Well,
and
not that he was supposed to be like the most powerful because he has.
he has fake Kadi.
Yeah, but other
so
units
this
can
is
use
kinda
that if they
messed
get high enough.
Remember, fill up Janus inventory.
This is different ordering than usual because I messed up the previous space. I think it's fine,
Remember,
though.
fill up his inventory.
Yeah.
This is one of the cooler maps, in my opinion. The strategy going on.
So this is another route chapter, but we have to spread out a lot of units because there's a lot of enemy units scattered throughout this map, and there's also enemy units within each locked door. So.
Yeah. They actually count towards it even though you can't see them.
Oh hey, by the way, hey Tormod, I haven't seen you since like 2 hours ago.
Did I get strength there?
I did not get strength. He's at 30 strength.
Oh. Oh, you're gonna be him anyways, right?
Well, if he doesn't hit strength, then yeah.
Quick reminder, coming up will be the character names for Diablo 3. We still have a lot of room for new names. The 2 top names will be used as the characters. Sir Doof is winning, of course. We all like Sir Doof. Pain Chocolat is next, and then Chocolate Team. So feel free to donate towards that if you want a name in the run.
Right there, he used the rescue staff to get Raphael up there, and then Raphael immediately used Vigor. Raphael's now being carried by Nyla, who's strong, and Jill used a Pure Water because there is a sleep staff user in this chapter.
Yeah, and with that, the sleep staff will have like a 10% chance of hitting or something.
Hitting Titania. Because normally the sleep staff user will target Jill on turn 2, and that's roughly 30% chance of hitting. If it hits, I have to reset. If Jill uses Pure Water, Titania is going to be in range of the sleep staff, and the sleep staff user will target Titania, but she has a significantly higher resistance as well.
Yeah.
So she faces an 11% chance of getting hit by sleep, which again, if it hits, I do have to reset, so I'm going to battle save. But usually it doesn't happen because it's 11%. So we'll see.
It's a marathon.
It is a marathon, so yeah.
Thankfully, nothing has really gone wrong with this run except for Heather.
That was rather amusing. I don't mind that too much.
Yeah.
All right, so now Janeth has a important role in this chapter. So Rice or whatever will use the rescue staff twice. Next chapter, I need Elincia to use the rescue staff as well. But if a character on this chapter has an item, I can't really bring it to a different team. So I need to send the rescue staff to the convoy somehow. So you'll see how I do that soon. And that's partly Janeth's role. So I'm going to rescue to bring Titania up here, especially since Titania cannot go up ledges since she is a mounted force unit. And Jill will fly up here and kill this general. So most of the generals in this chapter, if not all, most of them don't move. So you have to be careful with and make sure you target the correct generals because they're not going to attack you unless you're within their 1 or 2 range.
Oh, you should give them the item before you...
No, that's fine. Roki's normal.
Yeah, but then you save opening chest.
No, I'm supposed to get Roki right now.
Okay, use a new strat that we just thought of right before the marathon started.
Yeah. Oh, frick, I forgot the battle save. Please don't hit.
Oh, okay, we're good, we're good.
Yeah, I forgot the battle save, so if it hit, I would have had to wait like 3 minutes doing this all again.
At least you saved this chapter.
That's why I saved. And this is probably the hardest chapter to execute in my opinion, so I'm always going to save here in a marathon or race setting. But yeah, there's just a lot going on in this chapter.
After this, those ones start picking up.
Yeah, so this is the last. Okay, there's one more route chapter after this, but
Yeah,
it's a pretty cool one, I think.
Yeah, it's not long.
This is like the last of the super long route chapters, fortunately. So the run will pick up a lot more after this.
Yeah, the next route chapter, the map's not as big as this, and they're not spread out.
So you can probably read some donations now, if there are any.
There are a couple. Okay, the Seawolf 1 donated and said $50 and said, "Great to see another marathon for a worthy cause. I'm going in early to get games on the proper settings. We all need to sample the goods and get along. Thank you for the Birth by Sleep donation." He said, "See you all in chat, folks." Corey. Toothache, one of our moderators.
Oh, hello,
or no,
Toothache.
he's helping with the Twitter right now.
There's strength.
He gave $15 and said, "Toothache here. Have to donate during one of my favorite games. Looking forward to the entire marathon. Fantastic to see another great cause being given more love. This goes to the Crystal Chronicles character being a Selkie."
Yes, please.
Thanks, Toothache.
I believe Toothache worked on a TAS for Fire Emblem 6, I believe. I'm not sure about 7. So a TAS is an abbreviation for Tool Assisted Speedrun, where they kind of have a different purpose than like a speedrun that by on console and stuff. Oh, we use one weapon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 6.
Anyways, So like what you do with the TAS is you use emulators and tools such as slowdown and frame advance and save states to be able to pretty much perform like a perfect-ish run. And they're generally really impressive to watch. Even in the case of Fire Emblem, where a lot of it is a lot of it is just RNG manipulation, but you get to see like a lot of different strategies because you can manipulate RNG so quickly in Fire Emblem TASs. So
yeah, TAS has the advantage of like going backwards in time because most of it's going to involve RNG changing to basically guarantee crits, and there's a simple way to change the RNG every time, but you're not going to know what the RNG actually is, so being able to go back in time is very helpful.
Although I think all of the GBA Fire Emblem games have had their RNG completely decoded.
yeah, like, it's exactly the same in all.
Yeah, it's the same if you just turn up. You could change it up.
Oh, by the way, could we do another roll call? Oh, would that be fine?
Yeah, that works. I'm Kirbymastah.
BX.
I'm LK47.
I'm Metrodon from Ghost Wheel.
And Brosench on the mic, and dear Mr. the Cid on tech, and he's just embarrassed whenever we talk about him. Like, no, I'm gonna take a picture of him right now. Let's
Do it.
Yeah, check out the Twitter for this awesome pic of the Cid. Come on, camera. Come on, camera. Oh, that smile, so beautiful.
So you didn't watch the AGDQ run, this is going to be a humorous thing right here, if he shows the dialogue.
I can't do it as good as Butterspeed. I might give it a shot though.
Just give him like a really weird accent.
Oh, you are surely a banquet for the eyes as well as the spirits. I am quite overcome. Unhand me! But how is it that anyone could risk such a precious treasure like you in battle? What if something marred you? What are you talking about? Don't worry, pretty bird. I'll save you. You need someone who can give you loving protection. Someone like me. Huh? I'll take you away from these savages. I would never let them lay a single finger on you, my precious. No, the jealous curtains mustn't ruffle a single feather. I'll have to kill them. Come now, come to daddy.
So he just walks over and recruits himself into your party, and no one in your party wants him there.
Yeah, if you have Ike talk to Oliver during this battle, Ike is like, can you please go back to the other side? So,
But it's faster to recruit him, so...
Yeah.
Unless you sit there and read everything out. But for you, dear viewers...
You missed it the first time.
in case you missed it at HDQ, this is a reenactment. I recommend watching Butter's BB impression of that from HDQ because it's
great.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I did it justice.
Maybe your FL's voice better.
Alright, so chapter 4-5. We're gonna remove Blossom from Tanith and give her pass. This is the pass scroll that we took from Nyla earlier in part 4. And she needs pass because she needs to go through some Lagoose units to reach the boss. So this chapter is actually not a route chapter for once.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
That said, player hype.
They're hype!
Yeah, to explain flare hype, the boss of this map is a tier 3 unit, and he has the skill flare. It's the one thing that can go wrong in this chapter. If that activates...
You were saying?
Did I save before this? I'm pretty sure I did save.
I'm pretty sure you did save the chapter.
Yeah.
Not battle save.
Yeah, I did save because I told myself in my mind, oh, flare hype.
Yeah. So the one thing that can go wrong other than runner error
Pretty much.
is if flare activates, he'll kill the unit trying to kill him.
Yeah, it's fine.
And it has happened, including after times when the runners have not battle saved. I've seen some.
I've lost one run to it. Shout out to Quimpich who has not lost a single run to it yet.
Wow.
I've seen it happen to Vegan. That was epic.
It's happened to me once as well. It sucks.
Yeah, I remember watching that. It's like, good run, and yelled it, and of course, what happened?
And his chat at the time was just, me included, we were all just begging him, do the battle save.
You went for it. Yeah.
It's a risk, and you pay for it. I paid for it at the time when I ran the game.
Yeah, that was the world record attempt. That was close. That was a really good run too.
Yeah, but oh well. Okay, let's actually use the rescue staff this time. There we go.
Please.
Yes. Instead of waiting.
All right, now battle safe. Oh no. I broke the staff.
Rep rescue staff and spear. Go.
Hey!
Hey! No flare.
Yeah, it's only like a 30-something% chance to hit, I think, for flare to activate.
Assuming he hits, yes.
Yeah.
So it's actually like less than 10% total, something like that. I haven't done the math, but that's what Kumpich said, I believe.
Yeah. You'd have to actually look at his skill, his biorhythm, and the hit chance. So yeah, it's not as simple as just saying it's this.
All right, so we're doing 4E. This is where you choose like your top tier units, send them to endgame, and go through like a few chapters.
Yes, endgame.
Also, take a look at Micaiah's stats.
Yeah, you'll see them later. Yeah. Could you explain what
Richie
parody?
Promo.
Could you explain what parody does?
Yeah, parity basically removes any modifiers beyond the stats and weapons that from any combat. So, if an enemy or you are sitting on a defensive tile, that bonus will be negated. I believe it negates biorhythm and all other things as well.
It removes supports and skills.
Yeah, it removes skills, so
Just
you don't
awesome.
get instant killed by like flare and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it removes biorhythm. I think it does. I don't remember off the
Sure,
top of my
no.
head. It also removes authority stars.
Yeah,
Huh. Yeah, you just find based on pure
Yeah, there's
stats.
some enemies up ahead that some bosses up ahead that are immune to crits. It removes that too.
yeah, it's pretty situational for it to actually be useful.
It's very useful in the
It's
endgame,
very
yeah.
useful end game because everything here has skills that will kill you.
And it's more importantly to have cover tiles, and cover tiles give plus 10 defense. Which is
22 HP.
11 skill strength, 11 magic.
Dude, she got plus 5 defense. That's
11
OP.
skills, 11 defense. Look at all the 11s.
Yeah.
It's because that one level up you had.
Yeah.
The other big skill in the end game is Nihil, which negates all enemy skills.
Yeah, so here he's pretty much getting rid of all the useless units and putting in all the royals.
Pretty much.
If you're not
Bye-bye.
strong or Micaiah, you are not alone.
Yeah.
Alright, so here we go. This is the last route chapter, and it's pretty awesome in my opinion.
So he's got 2 useless units.
Wait,
that
did I
are-
get strength?
Yes, he did.
You did, okay. I'll read it. For Navi!
Yeah. Oh no, you're gonna break it soon.
Okay, so pretty much this chapter is pretty cool because like every unit in this chapter plays an important role besides Micaiah.
Micaiah and Oki.
Naysala doesn't really do anything in the chapter, but he does help out in being in a good position to, I guess, minimize advancement. Kind of just be there to chill and take up units.
Yeah, sadly he is indeed the worst of the royal. Wow, 1 HP.
Yeah. It's occasionally the generals will survive a hammer hit because their HP is random. So
Yeah. The sad part about Nisela is that he is pretty much the weakest in terms of the damage of the royals.
and I'm using a pure water on Ike because he's going to be taking out 4 mages. If he gets hit by all 4, he dies because his resistance is very bad.
Yeah, that's also another nerf because resistance got killed.
It was never great, but it was significantly better in Path of
Yeah.
Radiance.
Yeah, but thankfully they nerfed mages overall, so it's not that big of a nerf.
Yeah, it kind of works out. Especially lightning magic, which used to be the strongest and have a crit boost, but was the worst to hit, and now it
For Nami!
only has the crit.
For Nami!
Die in the name of Nami. Actually, he's saying that.
Yeah, I know.
No.
I've got a comment whenever you want.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's like-
Cool. Anonymous $10 said $10 for Chrono Trigger epic name VW Bug.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. Cool. Kind of like time traveling.
Alright, so one thing I want to note, Tibarn's positioned 2 spaces away from the general, and mages will generally try to attack from 2 spaces away. But the general is taking the spot from 2 spaces away, so enemies like to attack no matter what. So they're going to just go up and close to Tibarn and get themselves killed. So that kills off 2 mages that a 1 range Ragu's kills off during enemy phase, which is really nice. Right. everything. Along with Jill, she's kind of gonna go in a circle and just hit them all with the hammer. Smack.
Yeah, it's actually pretty creative how he just kills everything.
Smack. So something to note, I killed Hetzel in turn 1 with Hart. Hetzel was that priest dude in the upper right corner. He has a sleep staff, so you want to kill him off as soon as possible.
Yeah.
The Kane is the guy is the jerk on the upper left corner. He is on the cover tile, and he also has Corona, which is kind of basically Flare for the most part. So I'm going to use Har to kill him because Har has parity, and Har can attack at 2 range, unlike the Lagoons. So that's why I gave Har parity, so he can attack with Kane safely and finish him off.
The other way, of course, would be Nihil, but either way works.
Yeah.
Like, Har actually can't kill him with Nihil because of the cover tile.
Yeah, I was going to say, in this case, because of the cover tile, parity is better.
Yeah, Nihil is a skill that basically negates it basically negates all other skills. And you're gonna want that because almost every enemy.
A lot of enemies have skills.
Yeah, the skills will kill you because most skills are just generic times 3 damage.
Alright, so Ike's gonna take out this priest. Har is going to move and kill the Kane. He's like a huge annoying villain. Hey, take the donation.
Yeah, we're donating this axe to your face.
Okay, so remember, Titania has pass, which is very convenient. So after Natalie kills his priests, Titania's just gonna go through all these generals and just position herself between the 3, so she kills all 3 of them in enemy face. Because these generals don't move. And Jill's gonna kill this dude in a way because Kanegus does not have pass. So this guy needs to go. Tibarn's gonna kill this mage, and then Kanto next to this general, so the general stabs himself, Tibarn. Kanegus kills this archer. This archer has a double bow, which is like a really amazing weapon, because it's a bow that lets you attack from 1 to 4 range.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Unfortunately,
we don't have any bow users, because bow users.
Yeah, Martha is a bow.
Yeah.
Bow users kind of require some commitment.
So we're pretty much gonna wait on these generals to suicide themselves on Kanegus, Har, Titania, Gifka, and Tibarn. And that's the last of our out chapters. The rest of the game is really fast-paced, so I recommend you don't take a break from watching or whatever.
Yeah,
like, this is we're ending this game in about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
that's how fast they go.
So someone should probably get Religion at OC here.
Yeah, someone should get Religion maybe.
I'll do it.
Maybe. Alright, so chapter 42. This is a very climatic battle where Ike fights the Black Knights, which is why he needs good
This has been building up between 2 games.
Well, first I'm going to do some... Deselect everyone. So what I'm doing here is... There's going to be something called a blessing, where the top of everyone's equipped weapon is going to be blessed and give them stat boosts. So I'm putting the brave weapons on top of Hara and Jill's inventory.
Oh yeah, you're gonna need a blessed weapon in order to actually hit anything at this chapter.
And parity, I'm giving it to Kanegus now. So.
So, you know, you'd think that you're supposed to use the really nice sword that Ike has, right?
Well, about that.
Hey there, I'm gonna use this hammer.
Hammer time!
Stop! Hammer time. Smack. Ow.
No! Reset!
It's really bad if Ike misses. Because that means he's not going to finish the Black Knight in enemy phase turn 1, meaning I have to wait for all of these other units to move before turn 2. Oh, I forgot to let the animation play out. Oh well. And Ike can also actually die. So I'm going to battle save again, because if he misses, he's going to die. That was just kind of bad luck. That's also why, I never mentioned this, but through Ike's level up, it's kind of important to get skill, because skill is basically accuracy. And I want to minimize the chances of him missing.
Well, Micaiah likes in a very great position.
It's okay, I just killed the Black Knight.
Alright, everyone retreat.
Retreat! Right.
Hey.
For E3, we're going to kill like the strongest Lagoos of all time. Pretty much. Strongest dragon or whatever. First, gonna bless everyone's weapon.
You're doing X hammer?
Yeah. I'm going to take out this dude in the way. So now Kanegus and Gifka are pretty much my main boss players. So, because they both have a whooping 75 attack after blessing, which is ridiculous.
Yep. That's the power of the tiger.
Well, lions, but yeah. So
Scar
Kanegas,
and Mufasa.
Scar and Mufasa, basically.
You notice the 100 health and you see them doing 25 damage each.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's boss down.
Yep.
So yeah, what the blessing does, you should probably say.
The what?
What the blessing does.
Yeah, one of the things that means that the items that are blessed they no longer have durability. They are always
Infinite.
They have infinite charges, which is really nice for brave weapons because you just go through charges on them like nothing. And it also allows you to damage the final boss.
Well, it allows you to damage anything here.
Yeah.
Alright, so something to note. When you try to attack Sephiron, the boss in this chapter, if you damage him, then the spirits around him will absorb damage for him.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is get them out of the way. So Jill killed one already. Now we're gonna have Har fly around and kill the bottom one. So kill this dude. No. No. They only absorb damage if they're next to Sephiron, so we're just gonna shove them.
Yeah.
With Tibarn and Ike. Shove! Oop. And he's gonna go ahead and finish off Sephiron.
And now Mufasa comes in.
Mufasa! Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa!
Again, using parity because of the enemy's skill.
Okay, and this is the last chapter in the game. Guess I'll be safe. So, in this last chapter, we need to kill all 9 auras around Ashera, the final boss. They have something called Mantle. Something else, where they counterattack and deal half damage back, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Half of them are also on cover tiles. So, Kanegas and Kanegas' parity is going to be very important. So, the ones on the corners are all cover tiles.
What I would recommend then, because we're near the end, if you're wanting to get a name in for Diablo 3, donate now. Get your money in, because we're getting really close to the end of this run.
Oh yeah, time is upon the file select screen. I'll let you know when.
Aurora, that's it. Yeah, but you saw their white pool. Basically, he brought a couple dragons along because of their abilities, which buff friendly units near them.
Alright, so by the way, this is gonna be like the awesome finale.
What's the time limit right now?
Yo, 313 Archer, let's go!
Yeah!
247.50.
247.50, is that enough time to show the,
Yeah, that's fine. So I'm gonna use parity and kill this dude.
Yeah.
That's a cover tile. Gifka will use his turn to transform, because he's actually not a royal.
He's not a royal, but he's pretty much as powerful.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
Because you sacrifice!
Useless?
Oh no!
Nope.
Nope, she's useful in this chapter.
You actually do need that extra HP from the sacrifice.
Otherwise, Har will die. Har will
And
finish
there-
off this guy.
And there he's moving Nasir closer to Ashura so that white pool will affect more of his characters as they attack the
Yeah, like,
little...
spin white bull?
Yeah.
White boy increases speed by 5, yes.
By any unit around.
Any adjacent unit, yes. And end turn.
Including the guys that are doing anything.
Yeah, hard speed is not that great at end game, so that he needs white bull to be able to go through everything. So we're gonna move Enna here, and Gareth here, because they have red bull, which boosts strength by 5. And it's to take this dude out.
Alright, time for Joe's last hurrah.
And Joel's gonna put in some work. Please don't miss. She gets plus 10 strength and plus 5 speed, thanks to all the dragons. Thanks to her.
There he goes.
And...
Now save.
Nah, it's fine. Oh, well, maybe I should. Worst case scenario, I'll just use Raphael. Again, the animation's playing, so that means I'm gonna hit. Or I'll just kill her.
Yeah.
Not
So-
time. Not time yet.
Yeah, so Ike has to deal the final blow to Ashera with
Time.
the Regno. With the Regno, or else she'll just revive herself at full
29,
HP.
26.
29, 26?
29, 26. Wait, what?
29, 26?
What?
I stopped it a few seconds ago.
No.
It should
you
not
go.
be 29.
39?
Pretty sure. Was it 39?
It should be 49.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, it's probably 49.
It's probably 49.
He's like a timer!
It may have been.
That would have
That would have been world record if it was 229. I'm like, wait,
By
wait,
a lot.
what?
It was 2:49:46.
Oh,
Good job.
Alright.
It's 5 seconds. Good job. Because it got reset.
Alright, so I guess we'll go through the unit kill list because that's always kind of fun to watch. And these are all the times.
Alright,
In-game timer in this game is very accurate, except if you reset. And I did reset because of a dumb mistake I made.
Alright, let's see how much you lost in 2P.
Yeah. Right, 2P? One. Oh, it's 2-1. 2:56.
Wow.
That's like a lot.
11 turns instead of
11 turns.
instead of like 5 or 6.
I don't remember.
We only wanted that herb.
Alright.
Yeah. Just gotta get it.
Alright, so after showing the unit records, I'd also like to show one quick thing off before switching to Diablo 3. That's okay. Do you have a little time?
Yeah.
It shouldn't take more than a
Yeah,
minute.
go
so.
ahead and do that. Yeah.
So now we go through part 4. You notice all the times
Getting
on part
bigger.
4.
Getting
Longer
bigger.
than 4 minutes each.
Not necessarily the turn counts, but the
Time. And then I'll look at end game. 1 minute, 26 seconds, 57 seconds.
We'll go to boss snipes.
Because they're all boss snipes, yeah.
10-minute battles, all those are a pain.
Alright, so now here are the unit records. The game lists out how many kills everyone gets, unless they. And well.
Oh,
Rest in
Marcia had a
peace.
kill!
Yeah, Marcia had a kill. Liliana got a few kills in part 1. Rest in peace. Thank you guys for donating. Oh, hey there, liar. You got 0 kills.
Wait, she's a unit?
Apparently.
I didn't even know she got her.
Alright, so like everyone here I've like never used at all, so.
Fiona.
Fiona, hey Fiona!
Micah appeared.
Micah had a few utility
Although
uses.
Nasir is used, but not for attack.
Combat.
Soren sadly is not used. He's supposed to be the best caster too.
Mm,
Doesn't say much.
yeah, doesn't say much in general. Hey Oliver.
To be fair, he's dead.
Dunbed!
Dunbed!
Dunbed! You mean Devdon!
No.
It's Devdon! Okay, so everyone here has 1 kill. Micaiah has 1 kill, thanks
Yeah.
to 1P. Heather has 1 kill.
She killed that guy hard.
Prom has like extra kills thanks to Heather.
Armon has 4. Definitely.
See, Janet put in a bit of work, so did Loki.
Gifka there. 7 kills, all end game.
Yeah, all in game, same with Kinnigus.
But he had the most. He had like more important kills.
So now we get to the more useful side characters that put in quite a bit of work. Now here's the Royals that put in work.
Nyla right there. Skirmir had more kills. What?
Yeah. Tanith is number 6. So
All
now
right.
we reached top 5. Alright. Ike is at number 5 with 50 kills. 40 kills. 50 battles. He puts in a lot of work in part 4, so that's not surprising. Number 4. Soft.
All
Soft is kind of like forgotten at endgame.
Carries everything through the first.
He carried everything in part 1, so it's not that surprising.
I completely forgot he existed too.
Yeah, you forget he exists.
I'm like, who could be 4?
Number 3. Jill.
Oh, Jill.
Jill with 111 kills.
All right, we know who is this one then.
Oh, I wonder who's second place.
I think I know.
I think I don't know.
First, yes.
I don't think Hearts first. Well, that was really close.
Yeah, I
Titania
know.
was 113 and Jill was 111. I think it's usually the other way around, but I
know.
always forget.
I
Surprise! Spoiler alert! First is Har. 172 kills.
By the way, Har is actually the main character of this game.
Yeah, this is Radiant Har. Pretty much. Alright.
Alright, stick around, we got some extra stuff.
So I have one thing I want to show off. So what I'm showing off here is a glitch found by Yay Marsha on YouTube.
Oh, Yay Marsha, yeah, I remember.
You can find this pretty easily, but I'll on YouTube.
Yeah, that's the name
I'll
of
show it off.
Oh,
I won't
yes.
spoil it. So, I have this file set up. Tibarn has the most movement in the game, pretty much. He starts with 10 movement when transformed. So, hey, remember this chapter with Izuka, the player, and stuff? So, Tibarn, he has 10 movements. I capped out his stats, because why the hell not? I used Celerity on him, so he has a +2, and he has 12 movement because I used the beats on him. He also has Pass, which lets him, again, go through enemy occupied spaces. So, what happens in this game, you might have noticed throughout the run, is like when you cursor goes through a unit, that kind of doesn't count towards your entire draw path. It's like normally I can only draw up to 14 squares, but because my cursor went through 4 units, including red ones, I can draw up to 18 squares. This does not mean you can go past your range though. so it's not exactly useful.
It's not Shining Force.
But what if I do this? Okay. Hey there. Okay. Oh, well, it just reset because I passed his movement range. But hey, do you see this weird? Do you see something wrong with that tree? Oh my god!
Oh, you're down the bush!
I'm moving the bush now! Crap! What am I gonna do about this? Let's see. I think I'll just move this bush around like this. And... Wait a second. Yeah, okay. Got it. Whoops.
What are you doing?
I'm messing up. Alright, so let's move him... Wait, let's see. Where is everything? Okay, here. Oh no. Here.
There's people.
I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. There he is. Here you go. Hey, Tibarn.
See, guys.
I like it.
Oh, hey, he's like kind of in outer space now. Look
Where's
at
his
this here.
people are?
Look at his health bar.
Hey, he landed.
Hey, he just landed. I'm just gonna wait. Oh, by the way, he's kind of on top of a cat. He's kind of on top of a cat. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna end this turn. Everything's just gonna chill out.
You didn't do fast any movement. You're wasting
I did it. But yeah, Tibarn's kind of like chilling up about that cat. Cat's attacking Jeffrey right there.
Hey.
Hey, he just attacked Tibarn. Like, somehow they can like just attack Tibarn, but not the cat and ignore the cat from below him. So, yeah. So, anyways, this glitch. I guess there isn't really an official name, but yeah, Marsha found this. You can find this on YouTube really easily by YouTubing Astronaut Tibarn. And it'll be the first thing that pops up. So, and I just followed this exact same setup, and you can just mess around with it and have fun. So, and you can have Tibarn end up in interesting spots, like on top of a cat. I've had him end up in the forest tile when he's not supposed to. So yeah.
Right.
Hey there, cat. What's up? Anyways, that's it. Fire Emblem Radiant's on in a nutshell. So.
That was a very fun run, very fast run as well. Just watching it blew my mind. I didn't know you could do Fire Emblem that fast. I know this is a speedrunning marathon. We're all supposed to be shocked by several things. But thank you very much. Up next, we have Diablo 3. I believe it's going to be a co-op run, which is going to be fantastic. Villagin and Osi are the ones who are doing the run. Also, there's a nice, lovely donation incentive for Meta to go to a specific special land. That has been met. I believe we have names for the main characters. If you really, really, really want to snipe a name, do it now because, you know, it's starting up really soon. This RPG Limit Break is for the benefit of the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They are a charity this year. They do a lot of work trying to help advocacy for mental illness. They also have many programs. They came earlier talking to us actually that many of the programs that they have, normally they may cost hundreds of dollars for families in order to go, you know, even just once or twice. But all of their programs are available for free for people. They really believe that they need, or everybody deserves a chance in order to get help. And everybody deserves a chance to feel accepted. So we're highly supportive and excited for this charity this year.
Alright, let's get this set up. Right. Oh, hey, someone should take this and this to the other room, the practice room, the PC. Practice room? Yeah, it's the study. Thank you. Alright, so...
Alright.
By the way,
let's mess up.
We do have some donation incentives coming up. For Dragon Warrior, especially, the first is Fight the Dragon Lord at level 18, which is pretty difficult. Very, very difficult fight. Also, get a puff message. Everybody needs a puff message.
Massage.
Oh, it's a massage?
Yes.
How come it says message?
What?
Massage.
They rub your shoulders?
Yeah.
They need to
Yo,
change
man.
the wording here. It looks like message, but it's supposed to be massage. Okay, so if you want to puff up massage, then go ahead and donate for that.
You turned something that was already pretty loose into something even pretty
Okay, well, that's great.
We'll give it to
Also, take or leave the princess. Should you save her or should you take her? Right now, it's $5 for leave her in the dungeon. Nothing for taking her, which is fine. You know, just I'm biased. Nah, princesses, just leave them.
Honestly, I can't take a princess seriously who says the word blush out loud. All I'm saying. I have preferences.
All right, we are actually going to go to an ad. Thank you all for watching. This is going to be fantastic, so enjoy the ad.
Yeah. So definitely want to make sure we don't accidentally show my email when I boot up the system.
Yeah, so we'll tell you when they go out to the HT2 labs.
Okay.
So
I can
then
relieve you, man.
Stay on room.
Just let me know what tabs are what.
Alright, can you make sure we're muted?
Now you need it.
Okay. Okay, so this is, if you hit refresh, this is the one that needs to be read. Yeah, there or there or there.
Is the 360
Just
plugged in?
most of the tabs.
It should be still.
Um,
Yeah, everything,
this is
everything but
donations that have
my
been
TV
processed.
Okay.
Alright.
So usually that tab is the one that you'll be reading from. Also take a look around bid index to see all the current bids.
have monitors.
Refresh to see anything
They're not
updated.
really monitors, they're just...
Next
Well,
one, prize list.
They're better than a sharp stick in the eye.
Oh. Let's go back.
Anything's better than a sharp stick.
Here's some for Dragon Warriors, so really pitch these.
There's a couple I would
these are
argue that
loose
point
line.
would-
That's here. We can actually show that
With
off
what?
on camera
Okay.
in just a sec. If you want.
Tulu.
Tulu? The other stuff, I have the chat.
Points I
open
can argue
sometimes.
with you are not.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's more information about the prizes. I don't think.
Alright, so...
Yes.
This is the people who provided the prizes.
You don't
or
want me
whatever.
bringing your
Yes.
mind where it shouldn't be.
Alright.
Cook a force for evil.
Alright. Have fun. Thanks.
Yeah, one thing I definitely want to do is I don't want to.
Adjust
you
the
don't want
volume.
to be afraid of the mic.
Yeah, I agree. Once you get your thing on and the game up, adjust the volume. This, that. Whatever you're
Alright,
comfortable with.
this is, I can turn it on.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
We have another donation center.
Perfect. Yeah, you're fine.
Alright.
TV. Agent confirmed for good at setting up mics.
Is this TV on?
No, yet. You just tap it where it says power, and that's it. You're good. Nice,
Let's see if you guys can get world records and I can reset the timer on you.
That won't happen.
World record. Man, let's tell you all about the wonderful world of competitive Diablo speedrunning.
Yes.
And the
Don't
fact
worry,
that
I'll
it
get a
doesn't
friend and we
exist.
can do this.
What else do I need? My
compete,
drink.
I'll compete with Reaper. That'll be a fantastic category. Reaper Souls versus Vanilla.
PC or PS3 or PS4 console. Period.
I don't.
I use
If,
PS4.
if you create that mess, I will hate you. Because I will be at the full center of that storm.
Learn to weather it.
There's no weathering that.
Reaper of Souls is not. It's Satan in a bag.
It's a fun casual, and I stress the word casual.
You are not on, my friend. Please
Yeah,
be
let's
on.
see if
Yeah,
you're.
I did like.
Let's see how many
runs
times
and
your
I'm
Xbox
I'm bored
messes
of
up
this
before
already.
we
This
get
is
in there.
really slow.
Yeah.
Well, to start with, it's not on, so that's one way.
You got your control.
Down there.
Okay.
I don't have to do anything for a while.
No,
so.
no, no. You got 2 hours to kill.
Yeah. I'll just sleep on camera. I'll
Yeah.
just totally do what they
Yeah,
expect
I'm
my
help set
stuff.
up.
Do not.
You know what you're doing. If I get back there, I'm just gonna make
That's
it bigger.
that's-
I already
that's
know
a
what
good
I'm
joke.
doing.
You are a funny man. sir.
Alright, at least now.
like me.
At least now I'm personally free to be on stream, but Vol'jin is not.
I'm practicing.
Don't even have
No, the practice is this.
console on.
I'm the shake weight.
Last break.
I'm sure Darts would appreciate that.
What?
Just further rooming.
Yeah. Just let me know once you both are signed in and theoretically.
I get my
Is
Xbox
there no
to go.
power?
Oh, there, turn it on.
It's on.
It's on.
It was just slow.
Yeah, it was very slow.
Dude, it's an Xbox. What do you expect?
No. It was the actual like.
The monitor.
Yeah, the monitor itself.
This TV is,
Satan.
it's a thing.
It knows you.
It's a guy. It might just
I didn't
be
clear my
on
data.
You both signed in. Ready for
Well,
this?
no.
Not yet.
That's why I'm asking several times.
That's why we're gonna tell you.
Yeah.
You're gonna check to see if you got the helm first?
No. I'm gonna delete my data. I just didn't.
Yeah, deleting the data is pretty much the #1 way to make sure you start out with 0 gold.
That's a good
Like,
question.
it's brand new save file every single time. It's like if you bought the game day one.
That is a
That's not
fantastic
what I
question. Why is it doing that?
Alright, now you should be good to go.
I got it. Okay, yeah. So you're both good?
Pretty much, yeah.
Right now it's fine.
Okay, I was gonna say.
You switch at the exact moment you're on top. Oh, what is wrong with you? People at home watching stop watching. You're not touching. possibly the best. This is the best way. No.
Yeah.
No.
Going on. The best way this could possibly have started.
Alright, well,
Didn't you speak something about a trifecta a few moments ago? Only
Trifecta.
instead of Bulletins, it ends up being Aussies.
So this is what is
No.
known as RNG manipulation.
Agreed. So, you know, I mean, if
Look
you're
at
familiar
this.
with Diablo 3, you know that it's 100% RNG. So we're manipulating 100% of it right now. It's actually not that common that it crashes, but it's pretty funny that it decided to do so right at the beginning of our
Are you
run.
gonna need to log back into Xbox Live again?
I should.
No, it should be fine. I should be able to join
Yeah,
his if
you
we're
should
just
join my game. Yeah.
Yeah, just wait. I'm just waiting for my game to boot up.
I guess Villaging gets to count.
All right, it should be
Everybody
good.
gets to count this time.
Yeah, we'll
It's
go
a
with that.
co-op run.
Let's try this again, since technically we haven't even started yet. On the
It's
couch.
literally crashed.
This is the best. This is the best. It's just the best.
So on the couch we have Ozzy, Bulletin,
That's me.
Freddy.
He's not on the couch.
Sure, I'm not
Why are you not on the couch? I thought you were
There's no
on.
room.
Look how
Bullet.
much.
Okay, look how small Bulletin is.
I'm just
Dude,
enjoying
I
it.
gotta.
I can scoot down.
I
if
gotta
you want.
spread out, man.
He's the
There is a
partner, though.
problem
You gotta give
joining
us
the
priority.
game?
Really? Alright. So I'll exit game.
And
Alright,
I'm Madison.
you're both logged in again, right?
We're in the game, so it's fine.